No, I just marked it. We haven't been recording the sound, just the video.
Oh, so you got me just grabbing my nuts over and over without context.
Sucking Gwen's dick.
Oh, that's recorded. Heyo.
Heyo.
All right. Let's get this all ready to go. What was that?
I don't know. Just making noises over here.
Ooh, buddy.
Pew, pew,
Pew, pew. All right, y'all. If you're a fan of the show and you tune in weekly or however often you tune in, make sure you're liking us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at Made to Motivate Podcast. Subscribe and hit the bell on YouTube. That way you know when we upload new videos to that channel. And do what you can to share the page when we have new episodes. We appreciate all the support. And with that being said,
you know what time it is.
Podcast Tuesday!
Live from Made to Motivate.
Has the goddamn goal
Podcast.
to call us out on a Tuesday night?
Podcast.
I like that song.
It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, no kidding.
2 flipping weeks since
15
I've
days.
seen you, three amigos.
It's been a long time.
We're the 3 best friends that anyone could ever have. Okay, anyways, enough
And
of
we'll
that.
never, ever
Ever be apart
I don't
for
think that's
2
what
more
it
weeks
says.
again. What's up, guys? This is Made to Motivate Podcast, and it is season 3. This is actually episode 7. I'm a dumbass, and last week I said this is episode 5, so I said 5 2 weeks in a row like an idiot. It is 7, so this is episode 7. Host Ryan Weiss, joined as always by Jesse Young from Sports Illustrated for a little bit longer.
Yeah. Might be done. I'm still like from there.
We'll keep that name
I'm just
regardless.
done.
Are they going to delete your profile?
No, that'll all stay up. It's just
Just
a
might not
matter. I
continue.
just won't be continuing making stuff.
Cool.
Maybe. We'll see.
We've got Chris, the film freak, Kessinger.
Oh, what's up, sir?
Hello, sir. We're joined by.
For a little bit longer, because they're getting rid of movies and stuff forever,
Oh,
right?
yeah, you might be done, son.
COVID ended that.
Grayson is also joining us. He's got his own mic over here, but got anything to say, bud? He licked the mic.
Put some peanut
That's his
butter
hello.
on that.
So yeah, we're back for episode 7. I'm rocking my Darth Vader Halloween costume because it is Halloween.
Show the cape.
Got a cape. Got a cape back here somewhere. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
I almost brought mine too.
Your cape?
No, my costume.
Oh. Does it have a cape?
No.
I wore my Halloween shirt. Came from the Cuyahoga.
Fuck those guys.
Hey, man, you don't make shirts anymore. I bought this after you shut down.
Fuckers. What's going on? What's new? 2 weeks is a long time. We've only done that maybe one other time where we skipped 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Jesse, new, exciting, crazy
Fuck, I don't know.
stories. No, nothing new and crazy. School's just going. Have you got any grow lamps yet?
We got everything in.
Set it up.
Actually, no. So here's a story. Fucking Amazon.
Mm.
God damn.
See, I
Ooh,
knew
I got a story off of that.
So through Donors Choose, I order like 40 items, right? And some of them are like little pieces of PVC pipe that each count as one, but like
Yeah.
20 things, significant things. And everything comes in within like 3 days. It was awesome. And it was supposed to take like up to 10. So I'm like, oh man, this place is dope. They got everything here quickly. Like everything
Yeah.
from Granger comes in, Amazon's coming in multiple shipments. And then I get a notification that my miter saw
Oh.
gets to Akron, and I'm expecting it that day, and it says delayed, no longer available.
Yikes.
So I'm like, well, what the fuck? So I call them and I'm like, hey, it says that it's there. They're not sending it. Like, why would that be? And he was like, well, he's like, it's probably because it was broken. It was like it probably odds are it's actually just has some type of like liquid on it from another item. And due to our safety precautions, we can't use that.
Yeah.
So we send it back and then you'll get a refund. I'm like, okay, so how am I going to get a refund when I didn't purchase these products? Donors Choose purchased these products and then sent them to me.
Yeah.
So are they going to get the money or am I going to get the money? They're like, we're going to send it on your account, on your business account, because it goes through my Amazon business account. So I'm waiting for the transaction to go through. I see, like, you know how like you get a refund from a bank or something, you'll get like a $1 charge and then
Yeah.
it disappears.
gas all the time.
Yeah. So I see it on my Discover card and I'm like, okay, so they're going to send it to my account. Nothing ever shows up.
Oh.
So then I call Amazon and I'm on the phone with this dude. And side note, this is going to sound racist, but it's not. You know how you get like a lot of
The thoughts and comments of Jesse Young do not reflect the Made to Motivate podcast.
Just
in any way.
preface this next comment.
just
with
saying like,
Don't start any sentence like that.
so this is going to be really racist, but no, but you know how like whenever you call a help center, it's usually like an Indian dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Indian guys that they have working for Amazon have some of the best, like I can understand them better than any help center I've ever
Best
had.
clarity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've called like Spectrum and stuff and I have no idea what the fuck they're saying. These
Yeah.
guys are just like spot on.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to this dude. He's really helpful. And he's like going through, he's like, well, do you have the order number? And I'm like, well, that's the thing. Like I'm on my phone. And when I click order information, it's taking me back to the list of items.
Yeah.
And then when I click on the item, it takes me back to the thing that says order information. So I don't have an order number, but I have a tracking number.
Okay.
He's like, okay, let me take a look. He goes, yeah, that doesn't exist. And I'm like, no, it does. I'm looking at it
Wow.
on my phone. And he's like, yeah, no, I can't find that anywhere. And he was like, what is it? And I'm like, it's a miter saw. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, I'm telling him everything. I'm like 12-inch miter saw, like, you know, whatever, bevel, blah, 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 like reading the whole long
He's like
thing.
12 inches. You wish.
Exactly. And,
First time he's ever said that.
and he's like, no, I can't find it. It's not here. Like you never ordered this. He's like, did you order this with, and he starts naming off stuff that I've ordered, but
Yeah.
not from my like other order. So I'm doing this for like 45 minutes. Finally, I go, dude, is this because it's on an Amazon business account? Like, is this a separate thing? And he's like, oh, maybe that's it. So he sends me over to the business guys. They get in contact with me. They're like, well, we can't send you a replacement item. We can only send you the refund. The refund's not there. So now I'm trying to wait for, I had to email Donors Choose and say, hey, you've got this money. I need you to resend me this thing. Takes 10 days for them to respond to me. So
Oh my
I don't know
God.
where my damn miter saw is, but I need to cut 2 pieces of PVC pipe and I don't got nothing to do it with.
This was for the. This was
was
from
For the project. I really didn't need it. I would have done it with like a hacksaw, but I had a ton of money. So I was like, I'm just going to go big and get a saw. And the school won't remember that it's there. So I'm going to get a free saw. Allegedly, possibly.
The thoughts and comments of Jesse Young do not
He would
reflect
never
the Made to Motivate
do such a
podcast in
thing.
any way.
Dude,
How to rip off a school board by Jesse Young.
there is stuff that sits in a school for so long. We have like MacBook computers that are just shoved in a closet somewhere and they're old,
Yeah.
but they're worth something.
Yeah.
And they're just sitting there. By the end of the year, those go missing every year.
Those go missing.
And
Missing.
like people take them. I'm not going to put any names out there, but I know some people that take them and they make a pretty penny off of them.
Oh, I hope they're not
Jeez.
listening.
I mean, I'm not going to steal them and sell them.
This only happens at Barberton High School.
That's
what we're-
right.
That's what we're
Yeah.
talking about.
So
Extra MacBooks and
Those damn
grow
mag-
lamps,
damn
and
magics.
miter saws.
if you go down to the warehouse,
Barber Tucky. I mean,
Like,
it makes
magic.
sense.
It disappears.
So appears like
they have a warehouse where they just send anything that's just like excess, you know, tables, desks, electronics, whatever. It is a utopia. Like you could go down there and
Where's
start your
this?
own pawn shop. It's downtown Barberton.
let's go get it. Where we can go there?
I can't get in. I mean, I can get in, but I have to like have somebody let me in. But yeah, my one buddy, he
Let's
went
go
down one time.
shopping.
It's Barberton. There's always a way in.
He needed
There's a
a
way.
he needed a like a couple of desks or something, and he just comes back with a truck. He's like, "Hey, I got these out of the warehouse." I was like, "Did you ask anybody?" He was like, "No, but they don't know that it's gone." I was like, "Okay, well, unload them in here, like whatever." But yeah. So long story short, I still don't have my miter saw, and it's very frustrating because it's the one thing they didn't send me.
Long story long.
Yeah, he said
15 minutes-
nothing
15 minutes
happened.
later.
Nothing happened.
I'm just waiting on a saw. It just sucks.
Yeah, that does suck though.
All because there's probably like fucking oil on the box or something stupid.
These guys. Chris, did you lose a miter saw? Gain a miter saw?
I did not. I lost myself for 5 days in North Carolina.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
That was about it. Went for my niece's wedding, which was a little scary considering, there was about 100 people there and
yeah.
everything that's going on right now.
Did you get? Did they did masks and stuff?
No.
no.
Nope, not at all. It was a risk that I knew I was going to have to take, but
Yeah.
I knew that the day I came back to Ohio before I went back to work, I was getting tested that day.
Yeah,
So if I was going to find out, I was going to find out 24
and that's
hours
really
later.
why we haven't done the show in 2 weeks because Chris has been being very responsible and quarantining for 2 weeks.
Sure.
How was the wedding in itself?
It was good.
It looked cool.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it looked really cool.
I mean, the weather was gorgeous. You couldn't ask for better. The setup was really cool. It was out in the countryside. And they had, their own bartender came, their own DJ. It was like somebody's backyard on a farm, but it was connected to a garage, which was made into a reception hall.
Very cool.
So yeah, it was really cool. But the highlight though was my hotel room, which had a voice activated shower.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
dope.
that could come in handy.
For about an hour, I had no idea how to turn this damn thing on. I got in that night. It was about 2 a.m. and I wanted to take a shower before I went to bed.
Yeah.
And I had no idea. I mean, I thought it was maybe sensor because I could not find a lever, nothing. I'm like going like this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to turn it on. I called down to the front desk eventually. And this guy who sounded so annoyed, he goes, yeah, it's voice activated. Before I even finished the sentence, like, how do you do this? Yeah, it's voice activated.
Shower on.
You get this a lot, don't you?
Did you, Richard, gear yourself a pretty woman to partake in that?
I was trying. Don't think I wasn't. That wedding was full of them. But yeah, I turned it on and he goes, yeah, just say hotter or colder whenever you want, the temperature on it changed. I'm like,
I need that.
this is crazy. But for what I paid, it's good that there was something valuable in that room because the rest of it was just clean. It wasn't anything special.
Yeah. Nice.
That's it.
That's still dope though.
Was your experience that you were concerned about any better or worse than you anticipated?
Okay. So like I knew I was fine. I mean, okay, if I did have it, I knew I was asymptomatic on the way back. I didn't get sick. Nothing happened like that.
Yeah.
I guess to me, it probably was worse just because I figured they were practicing something down there.
Yeah. And
Like something.
go down there with the expectation.
And I'm the only one wearing the mask, man. Like anywhere I go, anytime I went out to eat, I went drive through. So I didn't go inside there.
Yeah.
But I went into the mall one day to look for a tie. And other than that, I think it was just time with my family. It was the only time I was out of my hotel room. But
how was the family time?
it was good. There's a couple of things that I was a little nervous about as I talked to you going down. But the first day I was there, I had breakfast with this individual, and I told him, I said, this is Autumn's weekend. Let's keep politics and let's keep what we stand for on opposite sides.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it was a time and a place.
It went really well. The drive was nice. Made like record time both ways. It was like 7 hours and 15 minutes, which was
You go straight through?
killer. Yeah. Never stopped once.
How much time did you shave off to do that?
So I was doing 70, 75 the whole way down. And the only time that I even slowed down was the tolls.
How many hours is it to get down there normally?
It's usually 8 hours.
Oh, okay. I was thinking 10 for some reason. I'm like, God damn, bro, 75 ain't getting that done.
No,
because I went to Asheville, and that
Maybe
was
it's
like
South
8
Carolina's
hours.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
South Carolina's further.
And my
Yeah, no shit.
I drove an Equinox down, which was good for gas.
Fucking retard.
Wow.
The thoughts and comments of Jesse Young
that
do
the
not
fourth one
reflect the
already?
Made to Motivate
Jesse's on
podcast. in any
Jesse's
way.
on rare form tonight.
It's been 2 weeks, man.
Retard. Making up for lost time, huh?
Oh my god.
That's it for me. What about you?
South of Carolina's farther.
Depends on where you're coming from. It's not further if you're coming from Georgia.
Ohio, you dumbass.
8 hours, and
Fuck.
I trimmed 45 minutes.
Hey, I never said I was smart. I was in Florida.
Yeah.
Well, it's been 2 weeks.
I think
Orlando.
Florida's farther than South Carolina.
Sure. This asshole.
Couple states.
Yeah, I went to Florida for vacation. Me and Daniel Sandman, friend of the show. We did Disney, we did Universal. It was chill. Like the flight. So when we booked our flight, it was like empty.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can check in like 24 hours before. So we go to check in, and Dan was like, "Oh, I'm gonna switch to the aisle seat," because we had the middle seat and the window seat, and he's like, "I'll switch to the aisle, then we won't have anybody in between us, and we'll have extra space."
Stretch your shit out.
Well, so he did that, and then I go to check in, and I'm like looking at the seats, and that seat's gone. I'm like, all right, so maybe it just isn't updating from him changing a seat. Well, we get on the flight, the whole fucking plane is booked.
Yeah.
Of course, there's someone sitting between us. So I was just like, look, we're together. We're together.
Oh, you guys are so cute.
Do you want the aisle or the window? So we'll just sit next to each other so you're not in the middle of us. She could have went skiing, but so yeah, so we switched, so we moved seats, but I was shocked because it was literally like probably 25 to 30% booked,
Yeah.
like up to 2 days before.
Wow.
And I think people thought like, hey, we're gonna get a real good deal. We'll wait. So
How much was your flight down there?
$67.
What?
Not bad at all.
So here's the deal though. So here's a good thing to know. I think we booked 3 weeks out. So we booked about 3 weeks out, got it for a really good price. And I kept checking to see. It was cheaper about a week or so before, a little bit cheaper than when we booked it, but then it started to slowly get more expensive. So I'd say like if you're looking for a deal, like around right now, if you're going to fly 2 weeks-ish or so, maybe out, you're going to get the best deal.
I wonder though if prices go up because like people are booking, like once the numbers go up of people in the plane, like they start slowly going up.
They say Tuesday's the best day to book a seat for a plane.
Really?
Why?
Tuesday mornings.
Hmm.
I don't know. I read that somewhere.
Always get your flights on an incognito tab.
Oh yeah. So they don't, yeah. Because they look at like your history and they know you've been
And
searching
they'll-
around.
They'll jack it up on you.
Yeah. I always use a private browser anyway. So
Yeah.
so yeah, we went to Disney. Otherwise, I mean, they, unlike your trip, masks.
Really? In Florida?
Everywhere, masks. All of the restaurants and stuff adhered. Like we went out to eat a couple times, and it was tables blocked off, every other table, that sort of thing.
We're talking besides Disney though, right? Not
this
just
is yeah,
Disney.
this is just Orlando. Like
Okay.
we stayed in Lake Buena Vista areas where we stayed at. We were like dead center between Disney and Universal, so it wasn't a far drive for either of them. But yeah, I mean, everywhere we went, out at the parks, whether we went out to eat, we went to like Disney Springs, they were adhering really well, which I was surprised by, because right before we went, I had heard that they had lifted a lot of their precautionary stuff. And I asked my friend who lives there when I went down, I was like, hey, what are they doing? And she said, you know, normal stuff, wear your mask if you're out, if you can't social distance, that sort of thing. So we can talk about in more detail, like the experience with Disney and stuff, and let's get social.
Okay.
But outside of that, I mean, just went on vacation. Nothing new and exciting, unfortunately, other than that. Back to work, which is always the worst.
Didn't it feel good to just live normalcy for once,
Dude.
like even for 5 minutes?
It was so nice being there. Like, I did not get on my phone. Like, I barely texted. I barely took any pictures or anything. Like, just because everything this year's been so crazy. Like, normally when I'm down there, doesn't feel like such a relief or like getting away.
Mhm.
It's just a normal thing. But like this year, bro, that's real loud on the
I was
mic.
wondering who that was.
Real loud on the mic there, bud. This year it just felt different. Like it was really relaxing. Like I wasn't like really in depth in the social media stuff. So
Yeah.
it was good to get away. And I didn't feel like you. I didn't feel real bothered. Like I wasn't scared. I didn't have any concern about getting COVID. Like on the plane, even though it was packed, like everyone had a mask on. They didn't really do food service, so you weren't like interacting with each other and stuff.
Yeah.
Kept to myself. I watched The Tax Collector. Whew. That movie's fucked.
Yeah.
Bro, that's the Shia LaBeouf, like
Where he got the
Mexican
tattoo.
drug lord.
Oh, I
Movie.
didn't see that.
Dude,
I didn't know that was
I
out.
bought it. I'm glad I bought it. It was good, but man, I did not. Fuck, you haven't seen it yet?
Mm-mm.
God damn, man. There's one scene when you guys watch that.
Just like ruthless
It's
or
brutal.
Revealing
Just-
too. They show a lot.
Oh, they show it all.
nice.
They show it all.
Yeah.
That shit's fucked up.
dope.
Mm.
I felt bad for Shia, man. I don't want to. Whatever.
Yeah,
I don't
shut
want to
up.
give anything away, but damn.
I love him as an actor though, just because he's
too,
a dedicated
man.
performer. So like, you know, he'll go and he'll get that tattoo on his body
Yeah.
for.
It was a different film for him. Like it
Yeah.
was like a dark. Like that's not him.
He's a drug. Is he in like?
He's in like a drug cartel.
Yeah.
And he's a part of the team that collects like the money from the gangs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's very dark like role for him. It's good. Highly recommend.
Mhm.
But yeah, that was it. Let's get social.
Yeah.
Want to start there?
It is July 20th, 1969, and man is about to land on the moon.
Freedom itself was attacked this morning by a faceless coward, and freedom will be defended.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That's the way the news goes.
The way our news goes is always fucked up.
Yeah. It's kind of our thing.
It's kind of what we do. That people, those other people, that's kind of their thing. They just followed us on Instagram. I thought it was real weird.
Oh, Oh.
The podcast page.
Oh yeah, cool.
That was really random. Might have been someone creeping. Anyhow, let's get social. So I was briefly talking about COVID, or like we've been talking about COVID. So
We have
Disney and Universal. I was really impressed.
Yeah.
Everyone had to wear masks, like obviously all staffing, everything like that. They had, dude, I can't even imagine the time and stuff that they spent to like set everything up. So every ride line had a like reflective stand here every 6 feet for every line in all 4 parks, at every like food kiosk, at every restaurant, at every bathroom. I mean, they had to order like millions of these things.
Yeah.
And they were like a real nice textured, whatever. So they had that through all the lines. Then they had like numbered dots if you were going to get on the transportation, because you have to take like a monorail or like a boat to get to and from some parks. So they had them like in numbered groups. So if you were on like a 1, you were on boat 1 or like monorail 1 or whatever. So that was all like super well thought out and organized. They had like bottle refill stations for like water, so you didn't have to use like the water fountains and sanitation stuff like all throughout the park.
So I wonder what's different about that when compared to like a theater, because you can't refill at a theater.
Right.
So like, what's the difference between them?
So the thing that I've noticed, and I've seen this at restaurants, which is different, is the restaurants where you have the dingly thing where your cup touches, they don't allow refills. The ones where you can set it and hit the button,
Gotcha.
They do.
Gotcha. Yep. Now I
so like
understand.
the water bottle one, you're hitting with your hand, so you're not actually touching like the mouth of the bottle. Isn't?
I would assume it's got to be because you're touching the cup, so
Your
then you
lip
can
on the-
transfer it to the handle, and then that's getting on the next cup.
Yeah,
got it.
So they had those. They had Purell stations everywhere. Like it felt really good.
Mm-hmm.
They did on the hour, every hour, a full cleaning of each ride. So like it sucked if you were like about to get on the ride. Like if it was like 4:55 and you're about to get on, you didn't have to get out of line, but then like it just extended your wait.
It was
time.
only every hour though.
Every hour.
That surprises me. I would have thought they'd have done it just boom real quick
after every ride.
Yeah, have a mister or something.
I kind of wondered, like how that was going to work, but it's just every hour on.
Because like, what if COVID's on there and you're on there minute 59?
That's what I'm saying. If you're
You're
you're really lucky in the sense of if you're getting on right before the hour because you're getting on a clean one. But now you just got to wait for them to do it because they stop everything, shut the ride down, clean, and then you get on.
But the odds of getting it that way though are slim.
It's minimal.
Like they've said, like on textures, it's very, very slim.
Now, it depends on which month it is.
We'll find out in a couple weeks.
That's true.
But yeah, so they did that on the hour, every hour. So like Disney felt real cool. The one thing that I didn't really understand, is they weren't doing their tram service. So like in their parking lot. Their parking lots are giant. They're like a city, and you would park and then you'd go to the end of your line and there'd be the trams that come around and pick you up and take you to the entrance. So you don't have to walk the whole way.
Yeah.
They weren't doing that, but like you could still do the monorail or the boat or ride rides.
I would think a monorail will be worse because it's like
Closed.
a tube.
Yeah.
Maybe they
that kind of
just
sucked.
They had an inability to clean
Could be
those.
staffing.
Like they couldn't have cleaned those as fast. I don't know.
That's true. Yeah. Or it's part of the 28,000 people they let off. They were all tram drivers.
Yeah.
So yeah, Disney was cool. We did Universal. They both had similar protocols, but Universal,
God, I love Universal,
was a little bit more in depth.
Mm-hmm.
I love Universal too, but I did not love their Purell protocol because they pumped Purell on your hand before you got in every ride. They like forced it, and it was like petroleum jelly.
Yeah, that's the worst.
It was
the cheap kind.
It was nasty, dude. It was so thick. I hated it. I was like, oh.
People don't realize there's multiple kinds of Purell.
Yeah,
like
dude.
there's the real stuff, and you'll know it right away because that sharp sting hits your nostrils.
And that's how like the Disney was. The Disney was like the good kind.
Yeah.
Like this stuff was so just gooey in your hand. Like when you put it on, it was like sticky.
Yeah, that's the worst.
It was
We have some of
awful.
that at my school. We have a giant jug of it when you come in. I use that shit once.
It's what's getting distributed because like you can't get anything else right now.
Right.
We have it at my work too.
Germ war and like
something stupid.
all those stupid fucking things.
But that was like the only main difference. Otherwise, they both had the lines marked off. Every other table, that sort of thing. I don't know what their ride cleaning situation was because like Disney announced it. Yeah, like Disney announced it like every hour we're doing it. I didn't run into that at any point at Universal where it was like, hey, we're stopping to clean.
We don't have Disney's money.
Right. Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
We're just dumping this Purell on it.
Yeah, that was probably their thing because they
Super
were
soaker.
enforcing Purell at every ride. That was probably their we're cleaning the ride type thing.
Yeah.
It was interesting to see though, like how lackadaisical people are though, like the social distancing part. Like you'd be in line and people would just be like hoarding together, like just crowded, like no care at all.
And that had to make you feel a little uncomfortable.
We kept our distance. So like there was at one point, I don't remember which park, but me and Dan, we were in ride for Hulk actually, in line for the Hulk ride. And there were people behind us were like, they were up our ass the entire time.
Just tell them to fuck
I'm
off.
like, bro, get the fuck on your
Yeah,
line. Like, what are you
seriously.
doing? Like, I don't care. I'm not scared about COVID.
Right.
But I'm like, there's a line, there's a thing in place for a reason. And they were literally like touching us.
So did you tell them to fuck off?
No, I wanted to.
You should have
I'm
told them to
I'm
fuck
too
off,
nice.
man.
Fuck off.
On the Hulk ride, does the actor change ways about midway through the ride, or is it just the same actor the whole time?
No, well, there's like 3 or 4 different ones.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
so just
they-
like the movies.
real to you got Edward Norton, you got Garofalo at one
Eric
point.
Bana.
Yep. But yeah, it was a really good experience. I'm glad I went. No concerns. They're doing a good job. I thought that it would be less busy than what's up, bud? I thought it'd be less busy than it was.
Mhm.
But man, there was still quite a few people there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we go the same week every year, and like I felt like it was busier this year
Wow.
than normal.
Hmm.
And I'm like, this is fucking weird, man.
It's because everybody thought they'd get down there with $60 plane tickets, and
yeah, no one would be there.
I'll just pay for the rides, but I'll get
I
down
mean,
there for cheap.
But they
Yeah,
have the limited
I can see that.
capacity. So I'm like, oh, we're going to be golden because it's COVID. And on top of it being COVID, they're limiting how many people they're letting in.
Yeah.
Like you had to reserve a day. Like if you're going to Disney, you had to say, I'm coming on this day. And they were only allotting so many people per day.
But you still felt it was busier,
But I
though.
still thought it was busy.
So they couldn't have limited it that much.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? So
That's weird.
and they didn't do fast pass it. Like you couldn't do the fast pass, which sucked.
Mm.
They weren't doing like where you could pick where you wanted to sit. Like I always like the front seat or the back seat. They weren't doing any of that.
you get there
stuff.
and that's what you got.
You get wherever you get.
I saw one of your buddies commented on your page. He goes, you should get, I think it was like a bracelet or something like that.
Magic Band.
You should get a magic band. You're like, I got 4 of them. Thanks. I'm a pro.
Yeah, you didn't have to use them because they weren't doing fast pass. So
Yeah.
you use the band, you link your ticket to it. You can link like your card to it so you can buy stuff.
Mhm.
And then if you do fast pass, that's your key basically to let sort of them to know that you have a fast pass for that ride. When you put it up to the reader, it'll either be red or green.
Mhm.
But they weren't doing any of that stuff. So I'm like, I'm not going to wear it.
God,
Like,
those seem vulnerable to me, man. Like all your stuff's on there and everything.
oh yeah. It's cool though. I mean, it's
Wow.
linked through your app. So you have to be able to log into your Disney app to do it. So I guess if you lost it, you just go on and cancel it. Like it's
Oh.
all linked. You manually link it yourself. It's not done through Disney. So there's an app you download that you can go in and link your credit. You don't have to do it, but it's just easier because then you don't have to
Sure.
worry about carrying your wallet. It's all just linked right to that.
Yeah. Convenience.
Yeah, for convenience. So, but yeah, so COVID experience that way was good. Outside of that, COVID in general in the world, still crazy as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
France is melting to the ground. Ohio sucks at maintaining our protocols.
Do you know what the 2 are? 82 of 84
I
are
could find
red,
it.
but what are the 2 that are not?
Yeah,
No,
80?
82. It's actually 88.
82
Oh,
of
so
88.
it's
yeah.
86 then.
Yeah. Well, there's 88 counties in Ohio.
Yeah, it's only 2 that aren't though.
So 86
It's 86
counties
of
are
88.
red.
Okay. Then
I
yeah,
thought there was 84.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, we only have 2 counties in Ohio that are not red.
I'm gonna
currently.
say Pickerington.
I don't even know all the counties.
I'm gonna say
don't either.
Pickerington, and I'm gonna say what's that one south?
and we have 3 near level 4.
Who are the 3? Cuyahoga and who?
Let's see.
What's Columbus?
Fuck, I don't know, dude.
Fucking Franklin.
Oh yeah.
You think Columbus wouldn't be?
So
No. Oh, you're asking the 3 that aren't.
yeah.
I
thought
was
you were-
saying the worst is that
Yeah.
Cuyahoga, Franklin's the worst by far.
So per Governor DeWine says right now 92.8% of Ohioans are living in a county that is high incident and or has very high exposure and spread.
Whoop woo!
Celebrate.
We always get the good stuff.
Cuyahoga County.
I've considered getting tested just to see if I've had it and just didn't know.
Yeah, I wish ours was that kind of test that would show if you've had it.
Yours doesn't tell?
No, you can't tell if you have antibodies that have developed from it. Not from ours. I'll bet you anything I did though.
Cuyahoga County, Clark County, Hamilton County are the three that are on the verge.
I don't know
Okay.
where those are.
Clark isn't that Toledo?
I don't know where they're at, but
One more time, Hamilton.
Cuyahoga, Clark, and Hamilton.
Cuyahoga's Cleveland. Franklin's not.
They're not on the three that are about to crest over to purple.
Oh my
If
god.
Cuyahoga goes purple, like that's
So,
just
yeah.
going to trickle down to Summit and trickle down to
Well, I was
Star.
going to say, so the one is right
Yeah.
above us, obviously. And then the one is by Columbus, and the other one is the furthest southwest corner of Ohio.
Wow. Oh, Cincinnati.
It's down by Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I
But
thought Cincinnati was southeast.
But the other one is
West.
southwest.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me. Never knew. I don't teach geography.
But
I just realized.
but yeah, the one's real close to us. And like Jesse said, that's just gonna
Cuyahoga.
trickle
yeah.
effect,
Trickle
man.
down economics or
Summit.
whatever Republicans like to preach.
Summit it into Portage.
And Cuyahoga's been like number 2 throughout this whole thing as
They've been
far as the
rough.
most cases in Ohio.
Yep.
Yeah, Franklin's the only one that's more, and that's the state capital. So
Woo, buddy. So we got that going on, which is super exciting.
don't worry though, it'll be over next week.
Yeah.
7 days.
This
I just need a good vehicle to drive out of there.
You want a Hummer?
A new Hummer?
A new Hummer?
Say it ain't so.
Whoa. Over $100,000 though.
Holy shit. Nope.
Yeah, dude. It's over like
It's electric, right? The electric
full
one?
dude, electric with 1,000 horsepower.
Ooh.
The thing can crab crawl. It can drive sideways.
What?
Yeah, bro. Like the original Hummer. The thing's legit. It lifts up and down. It can do like the crab crawl where it can move side to side.
Never even heard of that.
Fully electric, 1,000 horsepower. LeBron said he's getting one.
Yeah, I bet.
he is.
Yeah, that's where I first saw the announcement was on. He had posted it on his page.
Imagine like the towing capacity with that
bro,
thing. Just
Yeah.
it's expensive, but I mean, it's I like it. I think it looks legit.
buy one.
I wish I had the money. I don't know if I'd get that or I'd get a Cybertruck though. Would you get the Hummer or the
I'd get the
Cybertruck?
Hummer. Fuck that Cybertruck, man.
Dude, the Cybertruck's dope.
Nah, you throw a metal ball at it. It's supposed to
Oh
keep the
my
windows from
God.
breaking.
And
And there
you
they
think
are.
the GMC Hummer is gonna do it? If it was the OG H1,
They'll
I'm
be-
taking that all
They'll be
day.
shipping those bad boys out to the fucking military soon. Space Force, man.
Jeez.
We need to ask Jesse about the iPhone 12.
Oh yeah, what about the iPhone 12?
What about the
You
iPhone
want one?
12? No,
It comes with a charging cable, by the way.
no, it doesn't come with an adapter though.
Does
So
it come with a block?
that cable is useless without the block.
No, it's not. I plug it right into my laptop.
Your laptop's not going
Or
to take it as much as
that cube
quickly.
right there.
So you have to have other things. You have to have a laptop, or
Most people that have an iPhone have something else Apple.
I'm just saying it's a waste.
Android doesn't need to send a block
What do you mean?
because like it just uses the same block as everywhere else. They're just being wasteful. Android just doesn't care about our country.
I don't understand what you're saying.
They send a block and a charger with every phone when
Right.
you have a million other ones laying around.
I
They're-
don't.
They just don't care about the world.
I want as many charging ports as I can get.
This guy.
The fuck am I paying all this money for? You're not even gonna let me charge my phone.
Heaven forbid.
The thing
Heaven
with
forbid.
the iPhone 12 doesn't run out. You don't.
Aren't you
have
not
to
getting
charge your
headphones
phone.
also? Wasn't that the other thing? There's no headphones either.
I hate their headphones.
I don't know. But
though.
nobody uses them.
That's my one critique for
I
them.
don't use those, bro.
I got noise canceling. Yeah.
You had to
I
buy those though. Not every person can
Fuck
afford
yeah.
those.
You could tell me you can afford a $1,200 iPhone, but you can't afford
I
headphones.
got about 30 teenagers that could tell you, yes, you can.
I'm sure they'll find a way, just like they found a way to buy the iPhone.
Damn right. But they won't
Yeah.
find a way to get them headphones.
They'll be using your grow room.
That might be the case.
Anyhow,
Taking a percentage off the top.
Oh my God.
talking about
The thoughts and comments of Jesse Young do not reflect the students of Barberton.
That's 5.
talking about election being a week away, we
Yeah.
have a new person elected to office,
Yep.
and she is our 9th Supreme Court judge, Mrs. What are they called? Justices? Amy Barrett.
Justice
Justice
Barrett.
Amy Barrett.
Yeah.
Justice Barrett. Thoughts, comments, concerns, cares, no cares.
You want first?
There was just nothing that I could do about it. It's not something I can vote on. I don't necessarily
Do we have no
agree
say in
with,
the Supreme Court justices?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's recommended by the president and then it's voted on by the
Okay,
Senate.
Senate.
So there was nothing I could do. And all these people like Pelosi came out and they were like, well, we're just going to boycott the vote and do this and whatever. And I'm like, that's not going to do shit.
Doesn't matter. You don't have the numbers. Yeah.
It's just not it's not going to work. So,
and I
knew she was coming.
The big debacle with it is because makes a majority on one side or the other, right?
So she makes it 6-3 and she holds very, very conservative religious values.
Like she's the most, they showed that graph. She's the most.
Yeah. So she's like she believes that a lot of it's hyperbole, I think, because like people say that she's like believes that wives should be subservient to their husbands and stuff, and I think that's taken out of context to a point.
Such a nerd.
But like
I believe in a thing called love.
Damn.
There's a chance we can make it now.
But like she just believes in like those roles, you know, like the man works, she takes care of the family.
She said she wasn't going to.
She doesn't believe in abortion.
Apply, but how could you not? Like you can say that all you want, but if there's something that comes to court and you know that you strongly disagree with it, are you going to vote?
There have been things that have gone to the Supreme Court that Trump's tried to do that Republicans have voted down on the Supreme Court. So I think that when you get to that point, like you should have the option to vote them out. Like if she goes in and she tries to just be like, well, you know, gay marriage is gone or something like that, which isn't how it works anyways. You have to have a case actually make it to them before you go changing the laws. That's something else people don't realize. They think she's just going to come in and be like, well, no more gay people, no more abortions. And
it would
have
to be something that goes to court based on like gay marriage creating some kind of issue, and then it going to court and them saying, well, this is a problem.
Like when that gay couple wanted that cake done for their wedding and the Christian owner said no, and that went to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
That would have been an issue where you wouldn't have necessarily wanted her to be presiding over
she
that.
Could have said, well,
she could have been like, well, you know, fuck you guys.
How do you even, I don't understand.
Because it's up to the Supreme Court to determine what is constitutional.
Yeah.
So whatever the case is, whether it matches the Constitution is up to the Supreme Court. And that's it. You have no appeals after that. That's the highest court. So even if they're wrong, they got final say.
That's crazy.
For me, my problem's not necessarily with her. My problem is more just this whole process. So like it's obvious why this was put into place in the first place, you know?
Right.
So like, you know, for worst case scenario for the Republicans is, you know, Trump doesn't win next Tuesday and then, you know, they lose they lose the White House. And then it all trickles downhill. Maybe they lose the House for the Democrats now, you know, and all that. So basically this was put into place to make sure they have the ace in the hole, you know, to make sure that they're always the majority at all times. That I kind of have a problem with days after, you know, the former justice's death, you know, I mean, goddamn, we're still grieving that whole thing. But what this is going to cause too is another negative effect because the Democrats are just going to turn around and try to expand the Supreme Court.
Allegedly.
So they're just going to go, I think they will.
They're going to try to add more justices.
They're going to try to
That's what they mean when they say pack the court.
I'm hearing as many as 13.
Okay.
There's currently 9. So yeah, if they got it back to 13, then you could probably have more of that.
Has
7
it ever
to 6.
been more or less than 9?
No.
It's always been 9. That's what I thought. Okay.
So, and my worry with that is, let's say you do take it to 13. The next time a Republican wins, like they'll just be like, fuck it, we're gonna make it 25, and then they're gonna make a law that'll be like, we're never gonna do this again.
And that's my problem.
And that's the issue.
It's one-upsmanship.
My only thing is, which I didn't realize until Jesse just said it, and I guess it lessens my concern, is that they can't change any laws unless it's a case brought to court. So like how often the probability of like a major thing being changed is probably not that high.
Yeah.
It still causes an issue, obviously, with majority when the cases do get brought to court. But like I guess I just didn't understand that aspect, and that kind of lessens the burden I kind of feel like that they have, or the power that they have. Because I don't know how often do those type of cases come to court. Grayson cut a rug.
Damn.
How often does like a case like that come to court where they're going to be able to rewrite that law? I guess I don't know. I don't follow the Supreme Court. I mean, you don't really those cases that often. So
the rumor is that they're the first few courts that they're trying is I think it's North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and one other state from revealing the election results before the actual election night Tuesday.
Okay.
So right now I think it's Democrats are heavily pushing for these results to be read, you know, the ones that have already voted and all that.
Oh, like, so if they've had like a county or city done, they can release it sooner than
supposedly though that this is going to go to the Supreme Court to say whether they're going to allow that or not. You got one more week, man. Just wait it out.
Right. What's it even matter at this point?
We don't have one more week though. We got one more week until we see what they have.
Yeah.
And then it's going to take about a month.
Oh, I agree.
Before all that shit comes out.
But
and that's the time that you got to be aware, because there's going to be so much misinformation and shit put out there to make you doubt the count of the vote.
So come Tuesday, normally on election night, you can watch that all night and watch everything fall in.
And you might
but
not know until the next day, but like, yeah.
But that won't be like that this year.
I don't think so
because of like mail-in voting and all that.
Here's my thing, and this isn't from my point of view because I hate this woman, but like, so from a Republican point of view, if they delay this and they push this till January 21st and all that, Pelosi takes over regardless. Like, she's the Speaker of the House. It becomes her presidency. That's the worst case scenario for Republicans. If I was them and I'd lost, I would just say, we lost. You know what? Fuck it. We'll take a bath on it. You know, whatever. I wouldn't push this thing out because I would rather have Biden than Pelosi.
I could easily see Trump coming out very quickly on election night because of all the people that voted in person.
Yeah.
And then as all those mail-in votes come in, which apparently have a huge Democratic lead right now.
That's what I'm hearing. Whether it's true or not, I don't know.
Whether it's true or not, we don't know. And they're saying that the Republicans are closing the gap, but it's still like pretty substantial. But like, you're going to get all that stuff by the end of the night from what we have as far as mail-in votes counted, people who show up on the 3rd, but then everything else is going to just start trickling in. And if it really is the Democrats that are like coming in on that, if Trump finishes on like the 4th, and he's got a lead of 12%, and he's sitting there going, we've got this one, and then you slowly see that start to go
roll in.
There's no way in hell that he's not going to be like, oh, they're fudging the numbers, they're sending in extra ballots, and everybody's going to be,
it's going to be a shit show.
It's all going to be doubt.
I don't think their side's going to accept this as fair regardless, like unless they win. Like if there's a loss, that's the first, because of everything they've already planted the seed by saying like, well, mail-in ballots are bad and all that. That's the seed being planted. So what it grows into is
it's been planted and planted, and it's a whole fucking orchard at this point.
Yeah, it's gonna be concerning just to see. The delay part, I think, is also going to just have higher tensions. Obviously,
like we may not know until January.
I really think how that long? Like, what was the deadline?
They're saying that there's historic numbers of voting right now.
The 21st, because trust me, you do not want to go past that limit, man. That is as long as they have to try this thing, because you don't want to go past there.
Jeez.
I'm a Republican for 5 minutes. Let me tell you, do not do this. Like, that's the worst case scenario for you.
Like, I have a feeling we won't know who our president is at like Thanksgiving. I don't think it'll go to January, but I think it could go into December.
Yeah, I could see that. It's definitely not going to be the day after,
which sucks, because then you're just in limbo.
Yep.
Good times.
That's like talking shit before like your upcoming football game. Like, yeah, motherfucker, we're in the lead now. Like, and then
we're
coming
for your ass.
We're coming for your ass.
Who is that?
A man that's 5-2,
talking all that shit. Yeah. So we got Justice Barrett. We'll see how that fares for things. When's the next time that changes? If one of them steps down, passes away, like that's it. Their life terms.
It's more passes. Yeah. Like there's been more that have passed away than have stepped down.
Yeah, it's like, why would you step down?
Yeah, I fucking wouldn't.
Yeah,
money
cushy
for
job,
life.
money for life.
Right. Yeah. We had Philadelphia had some shit go down. We haven't had a lot of big issues in a while like this, and like since George Floyd, since Ahmaud, which I don't know what's going on with either of those cases.
I think it's
something came out about. Well, something came out about George Floyd's guy. They like let him. They like dropped charges. They dropped his charge like on one of the manslaughter charges or something.
Okay.
And then they let him out on bond.
Yeah.
But in Philadelphia, apparently there was another African American killed, and there was like rioting. 30 cops were injured.
Yeah.
Just wild.
They fucked him up.
I didn't see the story.
The videos are pretty crazy. Chris saw the actual shooting.
Yeah. Yeah. It was on so I'm a part of a page on Facebook. It's called Photography is Not a Crime. And what they do is every time there's one of these, this group seems to be the first one that gets their hands on the footage. I don't know how, I don't know why, but that's the case. And I saw this video, and until Jesse said something before the show, I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I thought it was an older video. These are on there all the time from like 2013, 14, but that's the same exact one. So what I saw and the video, one thing I'll say about it is, once again, the other side's going to have a argument that the camera got turned on at a convenient time.
Right.
Well, and they did have their body cameras on, so that'll come out at some point.
Okay. Yeah. So there you go. That's great. So the camera, the angle that we see is, so a black male comes out, doesn't run, but kind of jogs out into the street. I can't say whether or not he's reaching for something.
Yeah.
It looks like he's, coming toward them, is what I'll say. And 2 officers put him down with a series of shots.
Do we know what they were there for to begin with?
No.
Okay.
No.
And you can't see the knife on video, but there was a witness that said that he did have the knife.
So that's what he's reached. Then I would imagine. Okay.
So they shoot him. Whatever. We don't know much.
I think
about
it was
that
shoulder
part.
and chest, and then they took him to the hospital.
He died.
He died before. I don't know if he died before he got there or he died at the hospital. But he died after they took him.
So we don't know full details of the crime or whatever, if there was one. But he's killed, and then there was rallies or something.
Allegedly, he had mental health issues, and then there was. I would say, it started off as protests. It did not end as protests. It was. I mean, it was Philly. You see what Philly did whenever.
That's a bad place to do that.
I mean, you got to think, though, 30 cops are getting shot. So did cops retaliate?
They didn't shoot them. They just fucked them up.
Oh, they just beat them up?
They were out there in riot gear.
Oh, okay.
I've seen probably like 5 or 6 videos.
Oh, I thought you were saying they shot 30 cops.
No, these guys are taking like heavy stuff though, and just launching it into the crowds with the cops. I saw one video where there's a crowd of people, maybe 20, 30 people, and they're chasing the cops. The cops are running away in riot gear with the batons, full force, just like, fuck this, turn and run. And these 20 people are chasing after them down the street.
Yeah, Philly is one of the worst places for this to happen because, like Jesse said, they have kind of earned that reputation.
They don't have any souls.
Yeah, as being.
Jesse hates Philly.
I don't want. Well, I hate it too, but they not classless necessarily, but ruthless. I'll say. And
they threw snowballs at Santa Claus, and they threw D batteries at opposing players.
I mean,
they clapped when Michael Irvin got injured from the Cowboys.
They are soulless.
Okay, that's fair. I don't agree with the clapping at injuries, but I don't mind snowballs at snowmen.
It's snowballs at Santa.
Neither here nor there.
But I think it's one of the worst places to do it, and I think that's why you have a backlash like that.
Yeah.
Maybe LA would have been the worst place to do it, as we've seen before.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Chicago. Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny because I was literally saying like 2 days ago, I was like, I haven't heard anything much about like Black Lives Matter or protesting or anything. I don't know if that's just because it's politics are going on and people have forgotten already, but like, and then this happens and it's just, I feel like I haven't really heard much about this either though. Like it's kind of just flying under the radar.
Yeah. I mean, until you said it, I haven't. No, like to your point,
I still
no
see
Black
the
Lives
stuff
Matter
during the football game and stuff, but like,
did you see that the shooting that was at Outlet?
Yeah.
Did you see that guy got killed?
Yeah.
No.
That was obviously a targeted thing originally.
Yeah.
He got killed last week.
Really?
The one kid that got shot at or was was supposed to be one of the victims or whatever a week later or a week last week.
Yeah. Braylon told
another
me
shot, another shooting.
They same thing happened to one of the kids down in Canton, which is super out of character, I feel like, for like gang violence. Like usually you shoot somebody and they don't die, you lay low.
Yeah.
They came back from
and that's happened in Canton, and now that happened here. Like
something was going on.
It's just going crazy, man. It's just like continuing to.
For you to come out after them, that like Hitman style, like you tried once, didn't do it, and you came back. That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
he's a young dude.
I thought you were saying the shooter got killed.
No, well, yeah, I don't know what this guy's involvement was, but he was involved with that shooting originally, and they got him.
That's crazy,
man.
That shit's wild, dude.
19.
Yep. They like the titling. The titling was interesting. Ex so and so football player killed is what it said when I saw the article.
Well,
like ex Bookville football player or whatever school he was from.
It drives views that way, which is fucked up. But
yeah, that's a crazy way to look at it. Like, don't you think? I mean, that's what's important.
Yeah, it was just weird. I think we've talked about the way the media like profiles things and stuff. It was just like when I saw that, I would have never tied him together with that other shooting until I read further into the article.
Right. Well, there's so
I
much
just saw
stuff
ex-football
like that.
player killed.
Yeah.
Of course, like you said, people
You
are going to
clicked
click
on
that
it.
and read it.
But yeah, like that's the thing, because like when one of my students got killed, he was 19. So it's like Canton man killed. And it's just weird. He's like, I don't think of him as a man.
He's
Like that
19 years
kid's
old.
he's 19. He's a kid, you know?
Yeah.
But like, it's just crazy to me because like anytime I see Canton man does something,
You wonder.
it's just like, I wonder if that's one of my old students or whatever. Like another kid that they had a 50-year-old guy got beat to death. Former student.
When I see those videos, that shit's crazy to me, man. When these kids like break into houses and like beat these elderly people to death, like literally just beat them to death.
Well, I guess this was like a domestic issue.
Fuck.
Like, I don't know the whole background of it. He wasn't my student. He was another person I work with, knew him from a little bit farther back. But yeah, they got in a fight over something and he beat the shit out of him, killed him. He's going to jail for the rest of his life, probably. Like, it's just crazy.
So sad to me.
That's the disconnect between like my mentality and I guess theirs, because like I'll never be that desperate. To me, like the worst case scenario is ending up in jail. I'd rather kill myself, frankly.
That like we've talked about that before, and it's like, why you throw away your whole life?
Yeah.
I don't think they truly understand the value of life.
Yeah.
In the fact of killing another human and not caring, and then also the value of their own, where like they're gonna rot. They're gonna spend the rest of their life in jail and rot there.
Yeah.
And not realize what they're really giving away, and that's awful. Like to be in that place. Mentally or whatever, like I can't imagine, like us in a normal sense can never imagine like rotting away in jail.
Yeah.
Because we value our life and our freedom and the things that we enjoy. I can't imagine being in a position where you don't appreciate that you just don't care.
I have kids who think that it is better to be in jail than to be at home.
Yep.
You guys both, that's the point I was going to make. You guys both elaborated on that, the episode we had Derek on.
Yep.
And I was trying to think about that. I'm like, yeah, it's crazy that, you know, what's more valuable than life?
Right.
Like that is the most valuable thing that you have.
Yeah. I could understand. Like, and I always joke, and you shouldn't joke about that, but like I always joke that if I was ever homeless or in a desperate position, I would create like I would commit like a nonviolent crime to go to jail and have a place to stay and eat.
Nonviolent,
I wouldn't hurt someone, but like if I could rob a bank or something like that,
Yeah,
I know
I
I'm
would
gonna
steal.
I know I'm gonna go to jail for it.
I had students that
Okay.
were breaking into houses, and I was like, dude, like you're gonna get arrested.
Yeah.
And he was like, so like they got basketball in there,
Right.
like you get
They don't have any
I got people I know
pressures.
in there, like they give me 3 meals. It's better than the food that I'm eating here, which is true because the school lunches are
Yeah.
terrible and they're not eating at home.
For the most part, a lot of them
Like it's like a hotel vacation for them.
Yeah, they're protected there.
It doesn't even seem like jail because jail's not like
Any different
16
than real
hours of
life.
isolation and
Yeah.
when you're a kid,
Yeah.
and then you turn 18 and you do something stupid, you accidentally kill somebody,
Yeah.
or you kill somebody on purpose over something stupid. Well, now you're going to real jail and you realize, oh shit, juvie's not really the same thing. But
to that point though, if you're in a low security, non-violent crime jail, I mean, you're getting yard time, you're going to the library, you can get an education,
right,
you're eating, like
you're forced to get an education.
yeah,
but
like that's great. And for a lot of them, that probably makes sense.
Right. It's crazy.
It's just sad. It's sad to be in that position, and that seems better than regular everyday life.
Yeah. Whew. That's just mentally sick to me, man.
Something I'll never understand.
Yeah.
Last thing that we had was an update on Wayfair couches and dresser. I mean, child trafficking.
Hey, careful, man. That's not funny.
No, Ohio had its biggest ever like bust.
Yeah.
45 kids, I think, were captured. 45 kids were recovered.
Yeah.
They were recovered.
Yeah.
They were previously trafficked. They were recovered.
It was inevitable.
And it was like 170 some people were like busted in involvement.
Wow.
They call it was Operation Autumn Hope, I think, maybe. Operation Autumn Hope.
Jesus.
But yeah, I mean, that's wild. That's a lot. 45
Yeah.
kids in fucking Ohio. Like this is in national headlines.
Yeah.
Like, fucking Ohio.
Supposedly
is,
we're one of the worst. So
yeah, Cincinnati area is supposed to be real bad.
yeah.
So that's, I mean, a good story, I guess. We caught some people and recovered some children. God forbid I know any of those people, man.
Yeah.
170 people. That's a lot.
Yeah.
What is the 5 points of connection?
6 points.
So we all know them somehow, one way or
Them
another.
all. But we also know LeBron, so that's a positive.
Kevin,
It outweighs
Kevin
it, right?
Bacon.
Kevin Bacon too?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, it's the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. The game started with him.
Oh, duh. I mean, I guess we know him too, but
Yeah. Works for anything.
Margot Robbie. I'd like to one
One
degree.
yeah.
I'd get to know
It's
her.
any people.
Well, can we lower the degrees?
You got to work on that.
Jeez, man.
I'd like to know that.
Me
degree.
likey her. It's one of my favorite Halloween costumes. What do you want to go? What do you? Anything else? Let's get social.
Let's get some sports in.
You want
Yeah.
to do sports?
It's time.
You sure?
It's time.
You don't want to leave that to the end?
No, let's just get it done.
Ruin your
It's
night.
Let's just get it done.
Sports talk.
Today, Junior.
Swung and lined to deep left field.
Can't even read.
45-40. Run, William, run. 20, 15.
Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up to the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the.
This is locker room
This
talk.
is locker room talk. This is locker room talk. And this was me after the Browns game.
You really like that Baker Mayfield comeback, huh? Let me see them hips swing.
That's probably in Cleveland too.
Dude, that used to be my fucking song.
This song?
Yeah.
It's not your fucking song anymore. It's Pittsburgh song.
Fuck Pittsburgh.
Hey.
You guys got so lucky that a Hall of Fame kicker missed
Here
a
we go.
40-yarder.
Here comes the excuses.
I'm talking about Tennessee. You guys were choking hard, and then Gostkowski goes out there. How is a Hall of Famer one
Wait,
for
wait,
5
wait.
from 40 this year?
We were choking hard. Okay.
It's past the
Go
hill.
on. What was the result of the game?
You ended up winning.
Oh, ayo. How'd we fare against the Browns?
Yeah, suck my dick.
Oh, we won.
And here's the bottom line. The only undefeated team left.
Here's the bottom line.
3-1 Eagles by 9, who have been abysmal. Were those all wins?
They were abysmal.
They were all wins.
They still are abysmal.
Your first loss will be next week when you play against the Browns.
In Pittsburgh?
They just beat
Pittsburgh.
They beat the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas, who
Jesus.
were what was your guys' offensive rank? Number
Don't let me
Number
tell you what
one?
our defense was.
Yeah, number 1 offense, and then last week we beat the 3-1. That's more wins than all of your opponents combined.
Which was true.
3-1.
It was true at the time.
3-1 Colts. Who? What was their rank? Oh, number 1 in defense, and we dropped how many points on them?
Remember all this shit.
All of this is factual. All of this is true.
I just want to hear the end.
We're coming for your ass. We're
Coming
gonna
for
fuck
it.
you up.
We were. That's the first thing I said that wasn't true.
Hold on.
No lube.
Too much.
You want to borrow some of
We
it?
didn't have any.
Too much. Too much. We're not.
I wish we would have had some.
Oh, you needed the lube.
Good
You
God.
lost both games.
What do you mean we lost both games?
What is your record now?
We're 5-2.
Oh, 6-0,
We
baby.
won this week.
6-0.
Did you watch the Browns game?
No, I
Did
watched
you
the
see
Steelers
Baker's
game.
amazing comeback?
Amazing comeback. Oh my God.
It was a
Fucking
beautiful throw.
guy.
1 minute, 6 seconds left in the
This
game.
guy.
No timeouts. And he drives 80 yards and puts a dime in the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones, who toe taps it with 11 seconds left to win the game.
I give the amazing in that story to the receiver.
Now
who caught the ball.
He put the ball
and
where nobody could get it but
into
him.
there.
Now you
Chris,
can
give
play-
him his due.
Now you can play the same card that he played on you a couple weeks ago when he said Pittsburgh hasn't beaten anybody. Now you can ask him who Cleveland played on Sunday.
Oh yeah. Oh,
We're
they
5-2.
barely beat
We're
the
5-2.
1-4 Bengals.
5-2.
Barely beat the
5-2.
1-4 Bengals.
I'll say this.
Woo!
I'll say this.
6-0, baby.
I think you
one of 2 teams in the league that is undefeated.
I think you get your first loss Sunday.
You shut your whore mouth.
Ravens are gonna take
Oh,
them down.
also,
God, I hope so. Fuck you guys.
to me, and I don't know about you, Chris, but one of the things I cherish most about friendships is people that are of their word.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't own the Steelers jersey. Who said that they were going to bring the Steelers jersey?
Jesse
You did.
damn near retired from the podcast.
Do you have
so he
the
didn't
jersey?
have to submit to his bet.
Do you have the jersey?
Yeah. What are you gonna? How do you make it up? What are you gonna do?
You're going to bring the jersey.
Say something nice.
You're supposed to bring it.
Say the Browns are worse than the Steelers.
No, I will never say that.
The record proves it.
I will never say that. Ever
This
in the
guy.
history of my life, I will never say that.
How you
Those
gonna
words will never come out of my mouth.
Got to make up the bet somehow.
You're supposed to bring the jersey.
No.
You said Dan Sandman has a
I messaged
jersey.
you in the convo, and you said this is my retirement from the podcast.
That was sarcasm.
tell Dan to get over here before the end of the episode.
Yeah, Dan, I need a jersey. This guy. All right, enough razzle dazzle.
I'll say this. I ain't making no damn bet with my team, and that's for damn sure, especially now that we're on our third string
I
quarterback,
wouldn't
Ben
either.
DiNucci.
Yeah,
Ben DiNucci.
We are going to get the number 2 pick in this
How about
year's
that
draft.
hit though? That hit did that guy get suspended?
No. They said the NFL union said they have no plans of suspending him for that
That
hit.
was one of the worst hits I have ever seen.
And I hate to play the prejudice card, but it's because of Dallas, dude. It's because people love watching Dallas get their ass kicked.
Bro, but that was, dude.
He hit him
out.
hard as fuck initially,
Mhm.
and then just to have all that force bounce off of the ground afterwards.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Then your helmet comes off and people roll all over you.
We
Like,
talked about it week 1 and 2, and so how like injuries were like way up there this year.
Because there's no preseason. There's no
now,
conditioning.
like even this far into the season, though, we've had like this last week,
yeah.
people were just out,
And
out,
a ton of it is
man.
because, like, even on top of that, like, the stadium at MetLife is taking major casualties this year
Yeah.
because their turf is terrible.
Oh, yeah, that's
yeah.
right.
And there have been a lot of people who have vocally been like, just saying like, hey, this isn't going to work for us. You need to fix this shit.
Yeah.
But no, there's a lot of injuries that are happening.
Dude.
That like Chubb went down a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Odell's now gone with the ACL. You lost Dak. He's done for the season.
Yep.
You lost Andy Dalton with that kind of a concussion. He's gone for at least a few weeks.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
Connor was hurt. We had somebody else that's been hurt
the
every
whole
week. on the
49ers
Steelers.
team is hurt.
I was going to say, like, George Kittle, Jimmy Garoppolo,
Yeah.
all of their running backs, they're on like practice squad guys. I'm up next if somebody gets hurt.
You better hope
Bro,
not.
right?
You know, the thing with Dallas too is the big story coming out of that was none of the guys stood up for Andy Dalton,
Which is
like
bullshit.
there's no heart on that team whatsoever. Nobody went over there, and I forget what the Washington guy's name is who did the hit,
I don't even know.
but nobody got in his face and, you know, pushed him or anything like that. And McCarthy, as a coach, has always said, is like, yeah, stand up for your teammates, do whatever. And when that didn't happen, that surprised him. It showed him the problem is a lot deeper than a game problem.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's on him.
well, yeah, and the rumor is right now, Jerry is saying like it might be one and done for McCarthy.
Which is crazy because that is a Super Bowl winning. Has he ever got Coach of the Year? I don't think he did, but he
No.
won the Super Bowl.
No,
Wild.
but he also won those Super Bowls with 2 Hall of Fame
did.
quarterbacks. So,
Odell shit the bed.
oh man,
What?
He's done.
Shit the bed.
I mean, he likes shit.
It was his. You've been sitting on that all day. He it was his own fault though.
Yeah, dude.
If you
was it?
did you see the injury?
Mhm.
So the first thing happens is I'm pretty sure he didn't run the right route. I don't know if it was Baker's fault or if it was Odell's fault, but there's clear miscommunication because
Mhm.
Baker throws for a hitch.
because those two fucking
Odell
don't
keeps
mesh.
going
They don't.
and the guy intercepts it easily.
Yep.
Odell turns around, tries to run him down, but it's like half-assed. Like he's not
Mhm.
really hawking him, but he's like right behind him. And then at the last second, he like goes to jump on the pile kind of, but his legs all out. And then a dude comes in and hits it.
oh,
So it's just stupidity. Either go down, make the tackle, or I don't know. I hate blaming a guy when that's injured, but like,
As long as you don't kick him while he's down and pray for him to be hurt, then it's okay.
I don't pray for anybody to get hurt, but sometimes it's funny.
I kind of think, I kind of think it's like now the pressure's off Baker though in terms of having to throw to him so many times a game. Like to me, you don't ever want to lose a weapon like that, but like I don't know, man. I think this will bring the most out of Jarvis too.
That's what I was
I
saying.
think it's going to be one
I
of
think
two
that
things.
Baker's going to play better without him, man.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I see
I feel like there's a
everybody saying
pressure
that.
there.
This is what I think was happening. I don't think that it's necessarily that Baker felt like he had to force the ball. I think that Baker knows the elite talent that Odell is,
Mhm.
and he's his first read.
Yeah.
So when he goes right now, like the rest of that game against the Bengals, when he had 21 straight receptions, franchise record, and 5 touchdowns, and a game-winning touchdown, with
Barely
11
a
seconds
win
left.
Against
But-
the 1-4 team.
So when he did all of those things,
Barely.
when you look at your first read, though, you got Jarvis, you got Rashard Higgins, you got Donovan Peoples-Jones at this point.
Yeah.
You look, if they're not open, it's boom, right next read, boom, right next read.
Yeah.
You could see him going through his progression so quickly.
Yeah.
I think with Odell, it's
pauses.
supposed to be a second, but hey, this is Odell. Half second more, he'll get open.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't. And in that half second, everybody else has now
He's
been
now
covered,
covered.
and now you got to sail it out of
That's what I'm
bounds or
saying.
take a sack.
That's why I think he'll play better.
Maybe, but the issue now is with Odell, you've got to have a safety over top.
Yeah.
You have to have somebody double teaming him.
Covered more.
Now everybody is covered.
Yeah.
Jarvis isn't going to blow it off. You know, he's got cracked ribs and stuff, so he's not going to blow the top off of the defense.
Yeah.
Peoples-Jones is still a 6th round pick that's developing. Higgins has great rapport with Baker, but he's not a great route runner.
And to Jesse's argument, Chubb comes back in 2 weeks, so like when that happens, you know they'll feed him the ball more.
How was Baker? Did he hurt his ribs or his ribs broken or injured?
Yeah.
How is he?
I mean, he's 21 straight 5 touchdowns in a game-winning drive.
Guy, but he looked like he would not. This game I didn't see in person.
He looked really bad.
He looked concerned.
He started the game. He was banged up all week.
Yeah.
People were asking whether or not he was going to play, like whatever. They put extra flack on him, for his flak jacket. And then he goes out and he started the game 0 for 5 with an interception.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, holy shit, this is worse than we thought. And then he rattled off those 21 straight and he looked great. So I don't think that it's an issue. I think the same thing with Jarvis. Jarvis has cracked ribs, but he played great.
Yeah.
I think it's just one of those things where it's like, shoot me up. I'm going to go out and perform because I have to.
I can't imagine playing football with cracked ribs.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
fuck that.
I did it in wrestling and it was go on for 10 more minutes in a match was damn near impossible.
Yeah, but the bra and underwear kind of like mended you.
It was one time in 13 years.
But like, that's nothing compared to some of those old guys. Like,
no, man.
I read an autobiography by Bernie Kosar. You know, they used to smack people in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
And he talked about how he got his ankle rolled up real bad. They just taped that shit super hard. And he calls it a horse shot. All right. He describes this thing as like a 6-inch needle that's like, you know, this big around. And they went up through the sole of his foot into his ankle and just shot him up. He was like, I couldn't feel anything, but I went back out and I played the game. It's just wild.
Former Super Bowl winner right there.
That's true. That is true. Greatest Cowboy quarterback of all time.
Probably
Kosar?
Probably the 5th or 6th.
He won a Super Bowl on the bench. He wears his ring all the time, though.
That's been my my user ID and stuff forever is Kosar 7.
Oh yeah, user ID on
middle
what?
School. AIM.
Oh, AIM.
Why?
I liked Kosar.
Do you remember Kosar?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I forgot you're 40.
Yeah, I'm 40. Duh. Yeah, he played when I was growing up at Municipal Stadium and stuff.
Oh God, don't
you had to have been really young though.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised you remember him.
Yeah. I mean, I was fairly young. But
what about Testaverde?
Yes, dude.
Vinny.
Yeah, dude.
I remember Vinny.
Yeah.
Barely.
Vinny Testaverde.
So Browns, who did they play next week?
Raiders.
Yeah.
That's a game where like the Raiders are sneaky good this year.
Yeah, dude.
They've got some really questionable, not necessarily losses, but like
they're taking an L. What do you have them winning?
I honestly don't know. Because on one week they go out and they destroy Kansas City.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then on other weeks they struggle against absolute bums.
Yep.
So they could come out and drop 50 on us, or they could come out and not score a single point. Like they're just so hot and cold. It's weird.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think it'll be a good game.
That's all I know.
And they're good with pressure too. Like they know how to get at the offensive line, and that's what scares me about a team like that.
Yeah.
Like they're better than their record shows.
Yeah.
I mean, the Ravens have been a solid team for the last several years.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
those games
they've
with the
been
Steelers
tough.
are physical.
Yeah. They've been tough for us every year. I mean, they're tough in our division every year for probably last 5 years or so.
I think the only game plan that you can possibly have to beat Baltimore is to get ahead of them. That's ultimately what it comes down to. If their defense plays well against you, you're not going to win.
Yeah.
But
wait, you guys don't play the Ravens.
Yes, we do.
We play the Ravens, I think.
No,
I'm just saying, I'm talking about you guys.
Oh, I was asking you who you guys play.
Raiders.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I thought you were saying you were Raiders. I'm like, we play Raiders.
No.
Yeah, Raiders. How do you have them faring against Raiders?
I think it's going to be close. I don't know who will win. I think we're favored by 3 right now.
I think Raiders are losing. I think I have you guys losing the Raiders.
I originally had us beating the Raiders, so I'm going to stick with that. But
Yeah.
I don't.
Do you remember what?
I'm not
did you
like
pick
sold
losing
on it.
I
originally?
picked the Raiders because I said the Browns, every team in the NFL always loses one game that they're not supposed to lose. And I think this is going to be that one for Cleveland.
The
It's
one
gonna be
thing
our
is
tough game for
they've
us.
got to come to us, and that's a long trip, even though they're in Vegas. Now. I
Yeah.
think it might be it's not longer than Oakland, but it's damn close.
No,
so
it's not longer in Oakland.
We're away, but it's close.
Yeah, but it's just I don't know,
That's not
man.
far.
I think
Josh Jacobs isn't great this year. Really, their offense isn't great. Like they have really big home run hitters, but they don't have like a consistent great offense. And then their defense is, I haven't heard anything about it. Like I don't know how they're 5-2.
Do they have cheesecake factories in Vegas?
I don't fucking know. Probably.
The only thing I know about their
Could
defense
be your
is
only demise.
their line is great at pressure.
I don't get it. What are you talking about?
Baker and his girlfriend, or the woman or
That
whatever.
was so long ago. I don't know. I keep up with all this shit. We never got her on the show, so she's going out of my mind. Forget her.
Skank.
We should have.
Didn't even answer us.
What's going on with Myles Garrett?
Defensive player of the year, Myles Garrett.
TJ, I'm pretty sure Ward's got more sacks than
he
you.
doesn't.
No,
Myles Garrett's
Myles
leading the
is a
league in
stud, dude.
Myles is leading the league in sacks.
No,
and he has six forced fumbles right now.
Let me look this up.
Are you trying to say TJ Watt?
Myles would
That's what I
look
meant, Watt.
great in a cowboy jersey.
Ward is our defensive
I
back.
meant
He's
Watt.
also great. He'll go to the Pro Bowl this year.
Product of Texas.
No, TJ does not have as many sacks as Myles. I'm pretty sure Myles has like a 3-sack lead on him now.
Yeah, Myles is the NFL leader, I think.
Myles is a bum.
He's not.
He is a bum.
Did you notice in the Steeler game when Mason Rudolph went in at the end, Myles was on the bench, and then like 2 plays later, there he is on the outside, and he was trying his hardest to get that fucking sack. He wanted it.
What did I see? I saw something that Watt was leading in.
He was leading in sacks
on
by
Sunday.
1 sack. He was leading in sacks per game because you guys have that one game down.
That's what it was.
But he doesn't have that anymore.
Okay.
Myles is by far the leader.
It's a scary
And he's
guy.
by far he has 1 sack in every single game this season.
He's got 9, and Aaron Donald's at 7.5.
Aaron Donald's a monster. But 1.5 sacks is a lot of sacks.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think he's got 6 forced fumbles, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
6?
I like Aaron Donald, but I honestly, I think Myles Garrett's better. That's my own opinion.
Yeah, I like Myles Garrett. I'm joking.
No, I know. I like Aaron Donald. I just think
legit.
sometimes he's, I don't know, quite overrated, but he gets a big media play.
Yeah.
Well, it's just because he's like, he can kind of go anywhere on the line. So he's definitely more versatile, but
Yeah.
I don't know. He's not.
It's going to get you hurt quicker, too.
Myles wins games. Like he is our defense right
Yeah.
now. That dude is forcing a turnover almost every single game. He's getting 1 or 2 sacks every single game.
I ain't trying to get smacked by that dude, man.
No.
Running.
He is
I'm running.
monster. Have you ever seen him in person?
Oh yeah, dude, he's huge.
He's
Seen him walking his dog around my neighborhood. My dad's
gargantuan.
neighborhood.
His arm is literally the size of my thigh,
Mhm.
if not bigger.
Dude, the one picture they posted of him without his shirt on, like on the field, and the dude is just fucking jacked.
But he's like 6'4"
Like
on
Arnold
top of that. Like you don't
Schwarzenegger
think
jacked.
about it until you see them in
Yeah.
person. And you're just like, that is a man.
He could play Sandman and Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Dude, right?
Mhm.
Yes, that's a classic game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Suck at
big
that
boy,
game.
man. Oh, so we got Raiders.
Yeah,
Raiders, and then we have a
Ravens.
bye week, and then we have the Ravens again.
Who the boys play?
I mean, this is the week I truly dread because
What is it?
there's no way we're going to win. And it's the team I hate losing to the most.
Packers?
No,
Chiefs.
Eagles.
Ooh, yeah, you hate Philadelphia.
Maybe you'll pull one out.
There's no benefit to this week.
Yeah, just don't watch. Just don't do it to yourself.
I
Just go to a movie on Sunday instead.
Philly is terrible, though. You guys could beat
there's
Philly.
no way in hell we beat Philly.
I think so, man.
We don't. The only game we have a chance to win that's left is the Giants.
Benutti or whatever his name is becomes a hero in Dallas.
Benutti.
What's his name?
Danucci?
Benucci.
Benutti.
Danucci.
Danucci.
James Madison's own.
Shapoopy.
Ben Danucci.
Poopy.
No, that if we might beat the Giants and go 3-13, that's the only chance we have.
Yeah.
You guys gonna tank for Trevor?
I hope. Well, I don't want to tank for Trevor, but I want to tank for the best defensive player in the draft.
It'd be a rough week for all three of us, for all we know.
If Dak
You're
has
6-1, your misery.
I don't want to lose any. I like this streak that we
You're
got
not going
on.
undefeated.
We're going to the Super Bowl, baby.
if Dak's injury is really severe and they're not sure if he is going to be what he is, do you take Trevor?
It's not really severe. They already said he's going to be back by February.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like it's a minor injury that looked worse on camera because his shoe turned when his ankle didn't. And yeah, they already said that he's going to be back in February.
Well, that's good. I like Dak.
To me, Dak deserves his money. What's going to happen? He's going to get franchised for a second year, unfortunately, because Jerry Jones is a cheap ass.
Could they do that though?
Yeah.
I mean, a second franchise tag isn't just the top 20% anymore. They'd be paying him like that'd be like $40 million against your cap.
Yep. Yeah. Well, they've put themselves in this fucking corner already. They should have just given him the deal in the first place, and you wouldn't have had to pay this much. Now you're going to pay him substantially more.
What are the odds that Jerry goes for a Trevor Lawrence if it's available and they let Dak walk?
I'd say pretty good, to be honest.
That's so sad.
I would say pretty good. Any other GM? Not at all. I would say pretty good.
Who picks him up if he leaves?
Oh God, he could go a number of places.
Yeah, he could write his own.
I would
ticket.
like us to take him. Man.
He could go to Jacksonville.
Steelers.
We need
be
someone.
the QB for the future.
We need someone, man.
He could go to New England. Cam's on a 1-year contract, and that's not panning out.
What I fear is he'd go to like Washington or to New York.
Washington's another one he could do.
What about Buccaneers picking up Antonio?
New York would be good, actually.
Oh, yeah, New York.
I think that's not going to be as crazy as people think.
No,
I picked him up just in case in fantasy football because I know nobody was going to go after him. So
Dude's
I just
a beast
grabbed
if he
him.
can get his shit together.
I got him in a 12-man dynasty league where we have like 20 players on our roster, so it's super deep. And I got him for free 2 days before he got signed because just people were sleeping on him.
Yeah.
And I traded him.
Did you?
I got a 2nd-round pick.
Oh, then I would have traded him. Yeah.
Second-round
player.
rookie
He's just not
draft
stable.
pick, but
yeah,
I just don't think he's going to eat up the targets and stuff like people think he will.
I don't think he's going to be the old Antonio Brown, but I mean, if
He's serviceable for
yeah,
what he could turn into, but I was like flipping that for a young prospect and going on with my day.
yeah.
And of course, it was the guy that was like, have fun with that headache that sent me the first fucking trade offer.
Now
He's like, I guess now it's my headache.
now he's yours. Yeah.
Right.
Thanks for the 2nd-round pick.
Dumbass. I think that's really it for football. World Series is kicking off right now, actually.
Game 6. Yeah.
I haven't watched any of it.
Nobody watches baseball anymore.
Rays, Dodgers.
I watched a little bit of what was the game the Rays won? Game 2.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty good game. It had a good finish. But Dodgers are just too much, man.
Yeah, they're gonna close it out tonight, I think.
LA is going to win baseball and basketball this year.
Right, dude, that's huge. What about that revenue?
Yeah, they damn sure ain't winning football. So
Rams are okay. They're not going to win.
Rams are not going to do it.
But Rams, they had a solid win last night.
Yeah. Although Chicago, they got exposed. They don't have
Chicago's
an offense.
terrible. They were the biggest frauds out of everybody in the entire league so far.
Khabib.
Oh yes.
Anybody watch the Khabib fight?
I did not watch it.
Hear it, listen, watch back, check in. Didn't care. Not into UFC.
I watched like a couple fights here and there, but I'm not like a fan, and I don't like Khabib. I know he's great, but like, fuck him. He choked out Connor, and I was upset.
I agree.
I was upset.
I'm a big Connor fan, and I was very bummed about that.
That's why Khabib is never thought of as the best of all time, because it's always Connor fans going, fuck him.
Well, so that's what I wanted to ask you.
He's a monster, though.
So I'm seeing because he's retiring, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's the GOAT. He's the greatest." Blah blah blah. Like,
I don't know if he's retired.
Is he really the GOAT though?
To me,
you've got John
29-0,
Jones, you've
baby.
got Silva.
Silva is not the GOAT.
I know, but you've just got all these people that are in. I think Jones has the strongest argument.
Jones is a solid argument. I think GSP is a better argument.
Okay.
George St. Pierre.
Yeah, so I'll tell you why. Like John Jones. So as much as you want to say like inside the ring is what we're accounting for in all this, it's also everything. It's perception outside of the ring. It's everything. How he handles himself outside of the ring. John Jones is a mess.
Absolutely.
He is a head
He's a
case.
disaster.
Yeah. And on top of that, as far as his clientele goes, who he's beaten in those 18 straight fights, maybe 2 UFC Hall of Famers at best.
Yeah. How many's Khabib fought? Because I haven't followed him very often.
Khabib has been heralded as, so before his latest 3 fights, you could say he's beaten nobody, but the last 3 fights of his career, which were Conor, Gate, and Poirier, Dustin Poirier, they said that was the murderer's row. That's the one that maybe is the greatest 3-fight streak.
I
in
thought
UFC
the Lishi
history.
fight, this most recent one, was going to be a close fight, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Ryan might have had a chance.
With who is that now?
Ryan Leachy. That was his most recent one.
No, Justin Gate.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, Justin Gate. Because Gates was a champion too, and Gate had only lost 1 time in the ring his whole career.
He's 29-0 career wise, but UFC is like
he's 13-0.
13-0.
Yeah. So to me, in addition to that 3-fight streak, which is impressive because Conor looked buff going into that fight, he looked amazing, and Khabib cut him down to size. That's not me being a fanboy. It was he made Conor look silly.
Now he sells
shaved his head.
fucking whiskey and is a fucking joke.
Ding.
Ding.
He looks like a 3-year-old on a.
He's a fucking
bartender.
I hate how he's just like
he
a
shaved his head to look
now.
like me and you.
Yeah. Yes, he did. And
he's dude's getting that money.
He is, but
He just like LeBron.
he's like a clown.
You got to
now,
get that
man.
money. revenue
LeBron wins
outside of
championships
your-
still
Well,
and
that's all
goes
it
out
is.
there and
It's
wins.
all
Like,
business.
You
He's
got
not fighting
He's just
anymore.
making that money.
It's all a business. I don't fault the man, but I'm just saying he looks ridiculous on
he
the commercial.
does.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I
Um,
liked it when he was cocky and going out there and knocking fucking people out in 7 seconds. That's the
Billionaire
Connor
swag.
that I want.
to
I love Conor.
feed into my argument though, Khabib has lost 2 rounds in his whole career. That's 29 fights. He's lost 2 rounds in his
That's
whole
crazy.
career. He lost 1 round to Connor, and he lost 1 round this past Saturday
Yeah.
to Justin Gaethje in the first round.
Yeah.
So what's silly about that fight is if you combine those 7 minutes that the whole fight took place, Khabib lost that fight.
Oh yeah.
Like that's like
Yeah.
Gaethje controlled the first 5 minutes easily, and then Khabib came out. It looked like a completely different fighter in the second round, and
He was
totally took over.
controlling. That's He
Yeah.
came out
Forced his
pushing
will.
in. Yeah. He was leading.
Yeah. So, I mean, to me, I think the only arguments that I'll take above Khabib are the GSP or John Jones. John Jones is impressive as far as his streak. There's never been a streak like his.
Yeah.
Like as far as how many times he's defended the title, 14 times. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
That's never happened. GSP's great because he only has 2 losses, but he's avenged both of those losses, and he's held a title in 2 different divisions. 3-time champion overall. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And GSP, you know, to go out there and do what he did to Michael Bisping when he was 41 years old is unheard of too.
Yeah.
Bisping was in the prime of his career and he cut him down.
It's hard when it comes to you. Like, I feel like with fighting, especially to figure out like the greatest, because dynamic's so different in every fight. Like at every point in your career, I don't know. There's not as much to look at as like the NBA or like the NFL as far as stats goes.
Yeah.
It's like wins, losses, and you can have just one bad step.
Yeah.
And you're out. And
Yeah.
that's like it. And it's
these guys
like-
only fight twice a year.
Yeah. So
And
it's tough, man. Like I thought it was Connor for the longest time. Like obviously, us Connor fans, we all like to drink the Kool-Aid, but
Well,
I love Connor.
When he won that second belt,
I would
was
say
like,
2
fuck yeah.
championships at one time. Dude, I loved his cockiness.
I was
like-
happy when he messed up Diaz. I hate the Diaz brothers.
Yeah.
So like something you said was posted on that article that I posted from ESPN earlier today on my page.
Yeah.
So they said the thing when answering that question, is Khabib the greatest of all time, is for UFC and MMA in general, it's never one person like it is Michael or LeBron.
Right.
It's always the best of their time.
Right.
And in that
Right.
regard,
And that
you
can be
can't even
quick.
put anybody in the same field as Khabib.
Yep.
If you're talking now or these last 5 years, nobody's even close to
Yeah.
him in that field.
He's talented. The dude, like, he's just a monster.
Yeah.
Like when he's very dedicated. Like he shuts stuff out when he's fighting.
Mhm.
He's very like in the zone. Like don't know,
he's
man.
the best under pressure that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like I've seen GSP go against the cage against Johnny Hendricks.
Yeah.
Hendricks whooped his ass for 5 rounds, should have lost that fight.
Yeah.
And Hendricks lost by decision. And I saw GSP rattled and he felt unconfident. He didn't look like he was himself.
Yeah.
That was never Khabib, dude. He was always quiet. He was always hushed. And unless you rattled his cage like Connor did, in terms of
Yeah.
the media, talking the shit that he did.
Throwing stuff through your bus window.
Yeah,
bro.
You never ever saw him rattled, but
Yeah.
that Connor one, he had an agenda.
I loved that whole thing. That whole entire thing just seemed so
I still think it was set
so
up.
WWE.
I still say it was set
Yeah.
up.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I love
you
it.
see just a crowd of Irishmen just run up.
Got glass in my eye.
I know. Yeah, Michael Chiesa on the bus got cut.
Dude, that shit was fantastic.
It was great.
There was a female fighter on there too. I think it was
Yeah.
Angela Hill.
Yeah.
And she goes, "What the fuck are you doing, man?" Like yelling at Connor.
I
It's
love
great.
it. Yeah, I think that's a valid point though. Like it's at their time.
Yeah.
It's not a greatest of all time, and their times move quickly too.
There is a
Oh,
greatest
for
of all
sure.
time. You just really got to dive deep, and I'm not prepared enough to do it.
Yeah,
There's always got to be at least one.
at one point, but I feel like it moves so quickly in that field. Like those, you can be
It does, but like
in the UFC for like
look
a
at
couple
boxing though. People
years.
still have people always
Yeah,
say
Muhammad
Ali's the
Ali,
greatest.
George
Yeah.
Foreman.
I think there's
Ali,
arguments for
Rocky
other people.
Calavito.
Yeah,
Sugar Ray.
Rocky Balboa,
Yeah.
Dolph Lundgren. Yeah, I mean,
Let's be honest. Was it Mason the Line Dixon was awesome. Okay. He beat Rocky and Rocky Balboa.
Michael Tommy Gunn. He might be up there too. Fucking hate that guy.
Tommy Gunn.
I hate that guy.
Oh, I want more respect.
Dude.
But yeah, so like Silva, I would have given it to him if we were just talking about his first half of his career.
Yeah.
Dude, the tragic backspin that story took after he broke his leg, that injury when he kicked Weidman,
that's one of the best videos still. That thing just goes whoop and folds around his leg. It's like
he was never the same after that either. He lost like 8 of 10 fights, and I'm like, there's no way you can even talk about that.
How hard it is to break that bone?
Yeah.
And he was he gumbied that leg.
Yeah.
Dude. Big time.
Yeah.
It's like my elbow just boom all the way around.
I've seen some bad injuries on YouTube. The worst one I've ever seen is a wrestler named Sid. You can look that up on your own time, audience.
No, thank you.
But yeah, that's all I'll say. I won't accept lower than 3 for Khabib though.
Yeah. Oh no. I mean, he's definitely up there. But then again, also too, like with the UFC, which is different than any other sport, is there's different classes. So like NBA, it's just the NBA. Now you're talking.
That's true.
Lightweight, featherweight, heavyweight. Like
you got Stipe and all those other guys.
So how do you pick the greatest? Because they're not fighting each other.
Right. I think when that happens, you look at who they face. And that's my problem with the Stipe argument. So like a Clevelander commented on my post and said like, I don't know, man. Then you got Stipe too. And I'm like, Stipe's not in that conversation. Greatest heavyweight of all time? Absolutely.
Heavyweight.
I'm not debating that.
Fighter ever.
Not debating that.
Yeah.
Greatest fighter of all time.
I'm not putting him.
Kid has not beaten hardly anybody, man.
Yeah.
I love him. He's a great fighter, but the best heavyweights as far as it's going to go.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree with that. As hard as it is to say, it's true. I like Stipe.
I love Stipe.
Good dude, but
a kid can hit.
Yeah. Anything else in sports?
Just quickly speaking of Stipe, his Twitch is terrible.
Why, dude? The guys he plays with are great.
Is he like a video game?
I like
it's
it.
just like
I watch it.
Stipe's voice, like he just seems like an old dude playing video games. Just like,
yeah, I'm gonna go get that stone grenade.
Yeah, there's not. It's not like very charismatic.
I got guys on me.
That is how he talks.
Well, he's got a real deep voice and he's got an accent.
Yeah.
But dude, have you watched?
He
him
sounds
play?
like what's his name? Who used to sell the furniture, like the late night commercials.
If you can't find good credit in my store,
wow,
you can't find it anywhere.
That's fucked up.
Soundbite,
dude. When he plays Warzone, it's not too bad, and the dudes he plays dominate.
They do, but he doesn't.
Yeah, he's not bad.
He gets carried.
Dude, I've seen him.
He's like as good as me. Like he's not.
Please,
he's not that good.
He's
man.
better than you, bro.
He's not that good.
He'll light you up.
I've watched him a couple times, and he's like a 3-4 kill guy.
Is he personable though? Like on there, is he like? Can you get into his personality? No.
There's not much there.
No.
I mean,
Hey, I got guys on me. It's north. I got north.
He makes it out way worse than it is.
It's exactly how he
It's not
sounds.
great, but it's not that bad.
I'll get you a sofa.
I've watched
Gas is coming to me.
Oh my god.
Anybody got sniper ammo?
His Twitch is annoying though. Outside of his really monotone, scratchy couch salesman voice, is
what was that guy's name?
Anytime somebody,
do you know who I'm talking about?
No, I totally know who you're talking
What the
about.
fuck is his
anytime
name?
someone
My name
subscribes
is
to his
Mark.
Twitch, there's
You can count on it.
There's a little GIF of him that comes up.
It's a GIF.
And it goes, hell yeah. And it takes up the whole fucking screen.
Well, that's-
every time somebody subscribes.
That's like a streamer thing.
It's
though.
annoying though.
I don't
want to
like
watch you
that
fucking
either.
play. It's annoying.
When you
It's so annoying.
When you do the intro review on this week, you got to say we break down Stipe's Twitch.
My name is Stipe, and you can count on it.
We're awful. Who's gonna come beat our ass?
Who was the one horror guy that used to
Greatest
get out
of
of
all
Cleveland?
time. I'll fuck you up. Oh, Goulardi?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He was in one of those commercials one time. Did you ever see that?
I don't think I saw that
Yeah,
one.
he's standing there in the background with like all those like weird ass statues that Mark had.
Yeah.
He just comes out with a fucking thing of hedge clippers. And he's like, "Let me get that ponytail, Mark. Ponytail, ponytail, ponytail." He just chases him.
I've never seen that one. And
Oh,
I
it's-
grew up on Goulardi.
Dude, it's the Mark. What is his fucking store called?
I can't remember.
His name is Mark, and you can count on it.
Yeah.
And
And he's always in the khaki pants and the belt with the shirt tucked in.
Yeah.
And he's like, his arms are just like this.
hold on, I gotta look
You
it up
can
now.
count on me. I know what you're talking about.
The ponytail, glasses.
Hold on, I'm
Dude,
gonna
what
pull
is
up.
it?
I remember
Carpet store, furniture.
It's like furniture.
Cleveland furniture guy.
I remember that one, and there was a Cleveland furniture store where there was an actual raping going on during the commercial.
What?
Like seriously, like
Norton Furniture.
Norton
Furniture.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah.
Good news for people that have credit problems. Norton Furniture is here for you.
I can't.
Now, seriously,
If you can't get credit in my store, you can't get credit anywhere.
Tell Cormier I'm gonna kick his ass.
And that was Stipe.
They're still open.
That wasn't even Norton. I know.
Dang.
My name is Mark.
Dude, Mark
And you can
Norton,
count on
the
it.
furniture gremlin. That's what they call him. That's so fucked up.
By the way, that rape commercial is also a Norton one too. It's the same guy.
He raped a person.
I got it. No,
Somebody
it's
getting
there.
raped?
So this commercial, I don't know if I don't want to show this, but like,
I want to see it. Just pause the audio.
The thoughts and comments of Mark from Norton Furniture do not reflect the Made to Motivate podcast in any way.
Is a video?
yeah.
It doesn't matter. What are we together for? Yes. We're gonna do this show we're so special together. Get some credit? Yes. It's me. Now, seriously. If you can't get credit at Norton Furniture, you can't get credit anywhere.
What the fuck?
So what's happening in this video?
So to describe it, here's what's happening.
This
So
is Mark,
the whole
and
time
you can take this dick.
a guy and a girl are on the couch and he's basically trying to get with her and all that. And she's like, ugh, get away from me. And, you know, she's basically making fun of him for his furniture and like get credit and all that. Then the Levin guy or Norton guy pops up and he does that spiel that you just heard. And while this is going on, the other guy's still trying to like get with her and she's like forcing him off. At the end, he literally jumps on top of her. It's worse when
While
you're
they're
watching.
filming?
And
Yeah.
Mark is sitting
Does
there
Mark
like,
not
Yeah,
know?
that's a great idea.
He's standing up on top of him. He's over the couch, just like talking to the audience.
it's like for sure part of the commercial though. It's just
It is,
poor,
yeah.
like poor taste.
It
right?
got banned from Cleveland
Yeah, I'm
because
sure.
it's like a rape being depicted on camera.
I thought you meant it was like one of those like Wizard of Oz, like rape in the back scene or something that nobody realized.
Bro, what the fuck? Why was that a good idea?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Our prices are so great. We'll rape you for them. What the fuck, man?
Cleveland, man. Cleveland.
Ain't got no credit.
We'll rape you.
Odds are, I think most rapists probably don't got credit. I don't know.
That's what we. God damn.
We'll have one on the show.
Let's go to Hollywood.
Let's get out of this and move on to Hollywood Report.
Oh my God.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm! Wait. Everybody calm down! Two, Steve, assemble!
Bum. We interrupt this segment to bring you a special message.
A special message.
Special message. The Venmo challenge is still going on, fuck faces.
Yeah.
I got a Venmo card. It's pretty cool. It's white. And if you want me to use these funds on you, donate some fucking money or something.
Put in,
assholes.
people. It's only like put in $1 or $2. Nothing that hard.
Put it on my card.
Put it on his card.
Okay. You hear what I'm saying? We're $12 away from our next giveaway. You all cheap asses need to pony up some dough. Okay. Or
Pony
don't.
up.
Either way. It's cool. Anyhow, Christopher, the film freak, Kessinger,
Actually gets to go to a movie this week too.
he's going to see the Norton guy on the big screen.
I'm just gonna watch Stipe's latest fight.
What are you watching this week?
It's a movie called Come Play, but I'm also watching a movie at home, The Craft Legacy. The remake,
Like The Witchcraft?
the remake of The Craft from the 90s.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, it doesn't look good, but everybody is like, "Oh my god, it looks awesome."
You should replace that with the tax collector.
I could. Well, I have one spot open.
There you go.
I do have one spot open left, so I could do that.
The Craft.
Bill it.
It looks awful. What's the one that you're seeing in theater?
Come Play.
Yeah, what is that?
So it's about a kid who's autistic, and he sees monsters and all that. Jesse saw the trailer to it when we went to go see The Thing.
So it's a ripoff between Peanut Butter Falcon and I See Dead People.
What
The Sixth Sense.
the fuck did you get Peanut Butter Falcon?
He's autistic. And he sees dead people.
God damn, bro.
What? What?
The thoughts and comments.
Yeah.
of
Ryan Weiss.
reflect the Made to Motivate
That was
podcast.
bad.
Oh
Peanut
my
Butter
God.
Falcon sees dead people?
So he sees. I'm not gonna get through this. He sees like
That's a dead
They basically look like demons, and because he's autistic, it's kind of cool because you're seeing it from their point of view. There, I'm done. I'm not doing that again.
Oh my god!
You can't make me review that plot again. It's not happening.
Oh my god!
Theater?
Yeah. Well, dude, they're desperate, right?
All the
They'll
things?
show anything. There's also another horror movie
Apparently
out called
they
The
will.
Empty Man. It's like 2 hours and 17 minutes long.
They'll show anything, he says. There's better choices.
Not right now.
No, that's sad. It's a sad day. Are you excited?
Yeah, I mean, just
To
for
see a movie?
theater experience. I mean, I'm going to Tinseltown for it, so I'll have the seats. I'll have,
Which day are you going?
I think Thursday, because they're showing it Thursday at 7 showing
Sunday.
that I'm used to.
Pull yourself out of your misery.
Oh, I know. I should.
You won't even think about the Cowboys.
Then people will be like, why weren't you supporting your team? And
Why? Because you'll be watching that movie.
I will be.
yeah.
Was that your impersonation?
Yeah, that's the impersonation of everybody that messages my Facebook.
Oh, not the movie. My bad.
Every time I doubt my Cowboys, they go, why are you facing your team? That was you. That was you.
Don't spit.
That was you.
spit.
Swallow.
That's what she said.
Oh, my kids are on your face.
So whoa, this thing turned for the worse.
This whole show is just off the rails.
Movies. Okay. What else? What else you got going on
For the Hollywood Report.
Yeah.
for the Hollywood Report?
Okay.
Oh, Ubisoft and Netflix are doing a little.
Yeah, they're doing a collaboration over the Assassin's Creed.
Assassination of JFK. We're making a video game, baby.
Yeah,
Wow.
over the Assassin's Creed series of games.
People are
So
obsessed with that. You into that?
I've never played it. I
was
played the
gonna
first
buy-
one, and it was awful.
I know Chris hasn't played.
And everybody says that you have to play the ones after that, but the
They
first
made
one's
movies
super
of it,
repetitive.
and like I don't.
movie's awful.
Yeah,
I never
movie's
really got
terrible.
into it.
Michael Fassbender is one of my favorite actors, and God, he got put through the ringer with this movie.
That movie was so
Oh, he was
boring.
in the Assassin's Creed movie.
He was the lead.
He was the guy. He was the assassin.
Yeah,
Yikes.
Boring.
yeah. It was very boring and the ugliest looking movie I've ever seen in my
Yeah.
life.
Jeez.
But yeah, they're looking to work together, and they're saying like a 10 episode arc. You know,
Why that of all things?
Well,
There's other video games I'd rather see.
Zelda, man, made
Ooh.
a fucking Zelda show for
No,
Christ's-
don't do that.
dude, come
Leave
on,
Leave it alone because you're just going to be disappointed.
Leave it alone. It begs to be put on the screen.
You're going
What
to
about
get somebody that doesn't look right, and it's going to be badly acted.
Dude,
They're
I
not
got
going to
some
put it
girls
together
I would love to
right.
see play Zelda.
Yeah.
I'll
Were you
be
gonna
there.
reveal
We're
it?
gonna- yeah, expand on it at all? Or?
No. Just use your imagination.
Okay, Ryan's got girls that he wants to see play Zelda.
She's a female. I know some girls that could play her.
I can cast her. I would like to see a Zelda movie or a show.
Mega Man. I mean, crying out loud,
Mega Man.
something.
They just fuck up
Classic.
every single video game movie that's ever made.
Did you ever watch Sonic?
Ever. No, because I don't really like
Did you
Sonic to
watch
begin
it?
with. I heard it wasn't
I
bad.
like it.
Was it as awful as
No.
we thought it was going to be?
No,
It was like okay, I heard.
it was middle. It was mediocre.
which is more than can be said for most other
What other video game movies are there?
Mario Brothers.
I liked
Ter-
it.
Fucking
liked
terrible.
it.
No, shut the fuck
liked
up.
it. I liked the mushroom guys and their little tiny heads.
Fucking Goombas.
Yeah,
Those are the
dude.
turtles.
monkeys.
I loved
Monkeys.
I
Those
thought
are
it was
awful.
I thought it was good.
That movie is terrible, man.
Dennis Hopper hamming it up.
It was
Monkeys.
bad. It was like Demolition Man, like Judge Dredd style Super Mario
It was
Brothers.
awful.
What
Brought-
else?
You brought up two good movies there.
Mortal
like both
Kombat.
movies.
Yeah,
Terrible movie.
and I was gonna say
Good.
that to me is probably my favorite of them all.
Good. I watched that like voluntarily off Netflix several times recently.
As far as video
Jesus.
game movies go, that's probably the best one. The
Yeah,
first
dude.
one.
not
Sonya
good.
I didn't say it was
though.
good.
He did.
Yeah,
Oh, it's good.
I didn't say it was good. I just said it's the best one.
Dude, it's so good.
Tekken, terrible movie.
Never saw that.
You know what?
Don't.
You know what the best video game movie is? Scott Pilgrim versus the World. There you go.
That is a good one. I do like that.
Is that a
one.
video game?
No, it's not.
I was gonna say I didn't think
I
it
It
was.
just it
video
has
game,
video
it's a
game
movie.
sounds.
Oh my god,
Ready Player One.
we didn't talk about
That's
this at
true.
all. Did you guys see the image of Tom Holland for Uncharted?
No.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Well, I sent it to you, but
He looks so good,
yeah,
You like it? You like the casting?
dude. So that's my favorite game, like ever.
Yeah.
Like,
I've never
better than
played it.
GTA, better than Spider-Man, better than anything I've ever played. Uncharted is the best, and he looks perfect.
Me and Dan were debating on if we liked him being cast or not.
I think he's gonna be great. After I saw,
Devil all the time.
yes,
I tried to watch it last night. I fell asleep.
you would.
It's a somber movie.
I was just tired. And it was like,
you can't watch that at midnight.
Yeah,
It's great.
It was late.
But yeah, after I saw that, I was like, he can do whatever he wants. He can do anything.
He was very good.
Was that good in the Devil all the time?
I thought it was great.
I fell asleep shortly after he came in.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I saw the beginning, like leading up to him. Like,
did you see Pattinson yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Delusions.
He was weird in that movie.
You are going out among the fire.
Yeah, he was weird in that.
Yeah. Okay. That was a side note, but
yeah, video game movies though, there's not a ton, but they're not awful.
That's one that I'm really holding my breath on. I really hope they do Uncharted right, because it's like that
Silent
is like
Hill's awful.
It's like Han Solo meets Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
It's just perfect. It's so good. Silent Hill was bad.
Yeah, both of them. Like the second one, unwatchable.
Yeah, I remembered really liking the first one, but then I watched it again. I was like, oh, I was 14.
Yeah,
it's not good.
And if you like the first one, just watch Jacob's Ladder. That's what most of the movie was ripped from.
Resident Evil movies, awful.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not good.
They're not anything to do with the games.
I can watch
but
the
they're
first
not good
two.
on top of it.
Yeah, they're not good.
I watched Witches and the Witches.
Oh, okay.
Both.
The new one or
Yeah,
the
both.
Okay.
Well, I've already seen the original, but
So you saw the classic
but I
one?
watched the new one,
Mhm.
and then I went back and rewatched the old one.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Really?
It's so bad.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I loved it.
It's fucked up for a kids movie.
Yeah, that's the thing I was gonna say. So as a kid, I remember loving it, and I'm like, "You never seen the original?"
I don't think so. I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's good.
You just said it's bad.
No, I mean,
you
it's
just went
like, I was gonna say. So like,
it's good.
so I remembered thinking, okay, I really liked this movie growing up, and I'm like, so I watched the remake, which was not great. It wasn't awful, but it was like
pissed.
it was like a kids movie.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I haven't seen the original in a long time. I'm gonna go back and watch it now that I've seen the remake. It's so awful in the fact, like, it's made 1990.
Okay.
The filming is awful.
Yeah.
The like sets and the clothes, like, everything is awful.
Oh my god, the makeup work though?
The makeup work is crazy.
Yeah, that's all practical, dude. That's not computer generated.
But like the intro where it's like the camera flying through the clouds and it's like
it's The Shining on pot.
God.
Dude, it's awful. The camera's just like it's so bad, dude.
Yeah, I'm not
And
gonna
the
watch
little
that.
kid, like the acting is so awful. But then I'm thinking, like, God, as a kid, like, this is creepy as fuck,
Yeah.
dude.
That's when kids movies had
Take
balls,
their
1990.
fucking faces off, and then
I do like that. I like some darkness.
dude,
Yeah.
it's just not. It was bad.
What about the woman who hands him the snake at the beginning in the tree and her
She's so
eyes are all
creepy,
big? You see
bro.
her eyes. I'm like,
As a kid, it would be scary. Like, I feel like I'd be pretty terrified. I
Yeah.
was real young when that came out, but it was interesting to see where they went with the new one, like the story play. Like a lot of it was the same, but then they just took random things were just different.
yeah.
Like how the third mice in the remake was already a kid.
Yeah.
It was like his pet. In
His
the
pet.
original, they don't have that. It's
Mhm.
just the two random mice or whatever. Like just weird things that they changed that I don't really understand. But yeah, I watched those. I finished the Haunted.
Ooh, Bly Manor?
No,
Hill House.
Hill House. I loved it.
Yeah.
Finally finished it.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Bly Manor, I tried to start and I
Mhm.
can't.
Just can't get into it. It does. The
After
first
watching
the first
Haunted,
3 episodes aren't good.
it takes a little while.
Yeah, the 4th
Alright.
episode I was hooked, but like the first 3 are an obvious weakness.
Okay, I'll give it a try still then, because like I like the characters, and I know you said the characters carry over in a different story,
Yeah.
but a lot of them carry over.
Yeah.
But Hill House was so good,
Mhm.
and I love how I don't know, man. I really liked how they filmed that, and they tied everything back to each other and stuff. And Bly Manor, I'm struggling with, but I'll give it a try.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. It eventually evolves. It finds out what it wants to be, but the thing is, it's not the horror story that you're expecting it to be. It's a love story.
And see, that's what Dan was telling me. Because he's trying to watch it,
Mm-hmm.
and he keeps saying that he's waiting for it to get like scary, and I'm like,
Mhm.
Chris told me it's not, and he's like, oh, there was some news article about how it's like giving people nightmares. I'm like, you sure you're watching the right show?
That's called
Well, yeah.
propaganda.
Yeah. Hyperbole.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a love story.
Yeah, that's what you said.
It's a tragic love story, but it's a love story.
I saw an article the other day that was like the top 10 scariest movies determined by science, and they just took like 100 people's heart rates,
Oh.
but they were just like not good movies at all. Like I
Yeah.
think The Conjuring was one of them.
Never seen it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it was like Conjuring. It Follows was one of them.
Oh.
I was like, that's not like, I was anxious in some points, but I never was like, oh my God, my heart's racing. Like, I don't know.
The tension's directed well. I'll say that.
Yeah, I love that movie, but I wouldn't say it's one of the scariest movies ever.
No.
It's just a good movie.
Nothing's going to be scary to us, I don't think, at our age.
I don't know,
Strangers.
man. I've seen some.
I had a
Paranormal
question
Activity
about
was up
this,
there.
actually.
That was like top 3.
The first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That scared the shit out of me. That one would definitely got my heart rate going whenever I was watching it for the first time.
That's the best one.
Yeah, it
You had a
is.
question about horror movies.
Horror movies? Shit.
You don't remember?
Struggling.
5
Halloween favorites.
Oh, well, yeah, but I was going to go into the other thing first.
Oh, go into the other thing.
So the other story coming out, we got so sidetracked.
Oh, yeah.
So the other story coming out this week, movieweb.com has confirmed that the rumor of No Time to Die, the newest James Bond movie, which was being rumored to be marketed to Netflix for $600 million, that is a false rumor. No Time to Die is now being shipped for the spring break week in March, and they are going to... What?
Oh, damn. That's a big fly.
Oh, God, now I see it.
What is that?
It's a spider.
Oh, fuck.
Put that on the camera, dude.
Right on my head.
Put that on the camera.
Creepy shit.
Dude. The fuck is this? Is not good. Dude, I don't fuck with spiders, man. So you better take care of that.
Bro, look at its eyes.
Yeah, I'm not worried about its eyes. Holy fuck, it just jumped. The fuck? Kill that fucking thing. Close your laptop.
Bro, that's what it did to my mic.
Dude, I'm done.
Well, it was on my head.
If it comes over here, I'm done. I retire.
Look at the web.
Ah! It's fucking looking.
Look at these pussies.
Bro, I'm
great content.
Jesse doesn't fuck with spiders. I'm gonna do the show from over here.
Is this the best episode ever?
Dude, kill that fucking thing.
I can't. I'm
Dude,
scared.
Chris, do it.
Oh, it jumped again.
Where'd it go?
Oh.
Where's that? I'm gonna hit it with a Jordan.
Don't knock on my laptop, bro.
Fuck your laptop. It's insured.
No.
It's right there. I'm getting the fuck out of here. That thing's fucking huge. Oh, it's fucking huge.
Give me a napkin.
It's not even big.
Bro, that thing is big.
It's like the size of a corn cob.
We'll be right back.
A corn cob is big.
Give me like a toilet tissue or something, man. No, toilet paper.
Wash it.
Oh, it's on the other side. Crush him.
Yeah, we are. Fuck it.
You got him?
Chris is a hero.
I killed him. I got him on his knee.
Like a hamper.
Killed him. Just put him on the ground, stomp on it.
That was the funniest shit that has ever happened during this show.
All right, that's good. Thank God for me to save us all from
That was
spider.
That was on par with the knocking outside the fucking window.
So
Bro, it jumped from here to here. I'm like by my mouth.
Bro.
So if,
And then it fucking jumped right there.
if you cut any of that, I'm gonna be
I'm not
pissed.
cutting shit. Oh my God.
The fuck were you talking about?
Heart rates.
James Bond.
Change my heart rate right now.
Bunch of pussies in here talking about James Bond movies.
Dude, wait till you watch the footage of its eyes. They were beady, like green, fucking like staring.
Oh, boy, we saved the best for the 2 weeks when we come back.
God.
Oh, where'd it come from?
Down here it could be anywhere.
How'd he land right there in my mouth?
It was on your.
It was right there.
Probably came from up there. Probably a web.
My heart is racing.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, there's another one.
Shut, bro. Fuck you, fucker.
Get this shit sprayed, man. Can't work in this environment.
So, James Bond is not
Outtake.
being marketed for streaming.
James Bond in the theaters.
It is
Cool.
in the theaters in March. There
Fuck
we go.
spiders.
Now, my question.
God.
You good?
Good. And that thing was in my mouth.
Oh my God. I'd like to see you write this summary this week.
Jesus Christ.
Good
man.
luck.
Jesse's legs going 200 miles per hour instead of 100 miles per hour.
Yeah. I was gonna say it always shake. Okay, got me.
He's like, if it comes over here, I'm out of here.
Bro, I do not. I don't fuck with the spiders, man. Especially jumpy ones.
That was like a creepy one. It jumped. It went from my mic like whoosh.
I hope the camera got a good view.
Spider-Man that shit, bro.
Miles Morales.
That's an expanded universe.
God damn.
So,
All right.
Anyhow,
to close out the segment, since it is Halloween this weekend, I wanted to pose a question to you both. What are 5 movies that you have to watch on Halloween. Doesn't have to be horror, doesn't have to be even spooky, just a tradition that you watch on Halloween.
On Halloween or just
Ryan?
Halloween season, like leading up to?
Just the season leading
Okay.
up to, like you have to just to get in the mood.
Man, there's a lot. I watched the original Halloween.
Okay. I was gonna put that, but I figured somebody else would have
Original Friday the 13th.
it. Okay. The original.
Mhm.
Okay.
I watched The Strangers.
Okay.
What else? Trying to think. There's so Hocus Pocus, lame, but it's good. It's like a must.
That's probably his
Oh,
pick
okay, I was
too.
saying,
Yeah.
I
Like
thought that's
number
like-
one.
I love
think that's the
Hocus Pocus.
greatest fucking Halloween movie ever made. I
like
love
Hocus
it.
Pocus. Well, I'm saying Friday the 13th, Michael Myers, The Strangers, and
Hocus Pocus is great.
Like I said, it doesn't have to be scary. It just if you watch Saved by the Bell season 3 to put you in the mood for
Kelly
Halloween,
Kapowski, man.
then go ahead and say it.
The Great Pumpkin, Halloween,
Oh,
Charlie Brown.
Yeah,
is a
which
good
you
one.
can't even watch on TV this year.
Yeah. What the hold pause this segment. What is that all about?
Because
I heard it, but I don't know what.
It's
Why?
purchased by Apple TV, I think it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So
Oh, Apple TV bought it.
Yeah.
So you can only watch it on Apple TV. It's not that they got rid of it. It's just
Okay,
they
I
own
was
the
waiting
rights
for it to be
now.
like a. Well, it's
We're canceling it. Their pumpkin's too big.
right. That's what I thought when I saw the article. I didn't read it. Well, I can watch it. Then I've got Apple TV.
yeah,
Okay. So those are 5. I'm gonna think of more, but you guys.
QB
can go.
Halloween.
Oh yeah. Fuck what I just said. Who be Halloween? Who be Halloween? Who Halloween?
That's a great Adam Sandler impression.
If you haven't seen it, watch it. And here's the sad part. I'm joking that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I've watched it at least 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 times already.
What? Really?
Yeah. It's
I
good.
haven't watched it yet.
It's stupid, but it's good.
Jesus,
You gotta watch it.
you are setting the precedent high, though, man.
I know.
5 times.
It's good though. It's stupid. Adam Sandler, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, dumb movie,
Well, I like those,
but Halloween style
Mhm.
is good.
Yeah.
And it's got the normal Happy Gilmore or Happy Madison people in it.
Yeah. So like all of his friends are back.
Yep, it's good.
It's got Julie Bowen.
Yeah. See, I've watched it at least 5 times.
What's your pick, Jesse?
Hocus Pocus is number one. I've
Okay.
already seen that like 5 times since October 1st.
You saw it with your wife, right?
On the
in
big
cinema.
screen.
Yeah.
And I've watched it 2 or 3 other times at home.
Mhm.
Love it.
It's a good movie.
Can I ask you guys, what is it about it that like is so? Because I've tried to understand this. I've watched it a couple times in my life. I think it's an okay movie. I get why kids enjoy it, but I don't understand why it has the infamy that he has.
I think
Like,
it's a nostalgia. I think if I hadn't grown up watching it and liked it as a kid, I wouldn't appreciate it as much as an adult.
okay.
I think that
For me, that's
the story is super original. I think it's really good because it's definitely a Halloween movie. Like
Oh yeah.
all the horror movies is fine, but like they're not necessarily Halloween movies.
Right.
This is all Halloween the whole way.
Mhm.
The witches are great. Every single one of them I think are fantastic. Sarah
Yeah.
Jessica Parker,
I know.
dude, in that movie.
She actually
know.
looks good. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
my
not
balls
usually a
dropped
fan
watching
for
that when
me.
I was a kid. She was whew.
And I don't think she's like
Me either.
anything like that. Like Sex in the City, people were raving over her. I don't think she's that good.
but in
She's
that
like
movie, she's
sexy,
sexy.
in that too. Like she's like all
Yeah.
flirting
Her
with him and
little, like-
everything. Her corset's all pushing up. Her she's all pale and blonde.
But it's got
Oh.
Vanessa Shaw though, man, too. Like, and she's the older teenager in the
Yeah.
movie.
Oh yeah, I like her.
I love Vanessa Shaw.
But it's funny too. Like
It's good.
like the bus driver dude. Like
Yeah, yeah.
hey, that's just I don't know. I think the comedy's still good
Yeah.
on top of it. It's just good.
So
I
it's
just like it.
It still holds up, and you don't think for like just nostalgic purposes. You think like you're getting some
Oh,
genuine
yeah.
entertainment from watching it today.
I still
love
enjoy it.
that movie.
Mhm.
Like that movie, I will never get tired of watching. And I think it does hold up because most of their stuff was, like authentic. Like it's all prosthetics, and
Oh,
there's
yeah.
not a ton of CGI except for like her lightning fingers.
Mhm.
The flying looks kind of corny because it's slow, but
It's
other than
bad.
that, like
got her
it's
fucking,
really not that
vacuum.
bad. Yeah, that's funny
It's
though.
stupid.
I can't remember it now if it's background or what it is.
But like it's just
It's a
I
good
don't know.
movie.
Like how he goes up at the beginning, he sets off the sprinklers and he's like, it's the raining water of death or something. And they're like, ah! It's just I don't know. There's just little things in it that are really funny. Taste but water.
Yeah, it's good. I find it entertaining. I get value out of it even as an adult. Like it holds up.
Okay.
We watched it at when we had movie night at my family's,
Mhm.
and that's what we like picked. And my dad had never seen it, and he was kind of like looking at us like, "You all seen this before? Like you
Yeah.
chose to watch
It's so
this?"
good.
But again, I don't know if I never had seen it, and the first time I saw it was like now,
Yeah.
if I'd feel the same. But
That's a
it's-
good question.
I like it though. I really enjoy it.
I wonder how today's kids like
It's just smart on top of it. Like there's just like little things, like when they run into the dude who's dressed as the devil for Halloween.
Yeah, I love that.
And like they think that it's fucking
him.
Satan, and so they're just like sitting there. They're like, "Can I dance with you, Master?" And he's like,
"Remember that scene?
Honey, they call me Master."
I love it.
And then like they're going around, all the kids are trick or treating. They're like, "I smell children, but I don't see any children."
Yeah.
They're just like dumb,
Stupid humor.
They just don't get it, but it's great.
Yeah, it is good.
So that's definitely my number one. Sleepy Hollow.
Oh yeah,
is in my top
the
5.
Johnny Depp movie.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Another great movie with pale corsets.
Jesse likes his women transparent.
I do. Other than that, I mean, I'm
curious if he's going to name the movie that I put on as my 6th. It's just my 6th because
It Follows was probably on there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I'm trying to think of like Halloween movies that I have to watch, opposed to just like horror movies that I like.
That's the thing. Only 2 of my movies take place on Halloween. So
yeah, like
But I guess
mean, those are Scream is definitely one.
Oh,
okay.
Scream is one that we always watch.
I'm gonna go see it this weekend. It's playing at Tinseltown and it's playing at Cuyahoga Falls.
Really?
Yeah. I want to go see it.
Go.
You can go with me.
And then I couldn't
Saturday or Sunday.
I want to see that in theater. I love that movie.
Hey,
Nev
Sunday.
Campbell, bro.
Yes, dude. My biggest crush when I was a teenager was Nev Campbell.
Wild
Really?
Things, or what was that movie?
Wild Things.
Was that
With
what it's
Denise
called?
Richards.
God, in the pool.
Don't do anything for me.
I was crazy about Nev Campbell. Party of 5, dude.
Bro.
Oh my God. She used to wear the flannel.
I was big into Nev Campbell, bro.
Doesn't
I watched
do it for
Scream
me.
all the time. Like, hey girl.
Her and Katie Holmes were my things when I was that age.
Scary movie. I don't know what my 5th would be. Like, Steph likes watching. Are
you into
Practical Magic? So
Oh,
we watched
Sandra
that,
Bullock
and that's actually I thought that was pretty good because I
Nicole
thought it was
Kidman.
going to be terrible, but it was actually pretty good. So I'll just say that just because we probably will watch it because of her. But
Do you watch
that's
any of
it.
the like horror movies, like the scary movies?
I do, but like if I'm
Nightmare on
thinking
Elm
Halloween that I
Street,
have to watch, like I've gone through a ton of scary. Like I just watched Get Out on the other day.
I gotta watch it. I haven't seen that. I
I
just plan on
watched-
watching it tonight. Or no,
Oh.
I've seen that. Never
I saw
mind.
The Thing with Chris this month.
That was the 6th.
That's not Halloween for me though.
No?
because
Okay.
it's snowy and everything. I just can't.
That's true.
It's just not Halloween for me.
Yeah.
I love it, but that's probably my top. It's either my favorite horror movie or it goes in and out between like top 2.
Mhm.
But it's not Halloween for me.
Don't Breathe.
Don't breathe. Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
didn't see that.
Is it good?
Oh my God, dude. I'm just gonna say this. I won't spoil anything, but hide the turkey baster if you have one in your house because you'll never look at it the same way.
I was thinking of Hush.
Ever
Yeah,
again.
that's
It's stupid.
No.
Is it worth watching?
Don't Breathe is great.
Okay. Well, one of my coworkers has been telling me like watch that, and she asked me all the time, "Have you watched it yet? Have you watched it yet?" I keep telling her I'm going to.
Have you
so I need
guys
to
seen
watch
Trick
it.
or Treat?
I've not.
Is it on there?
That was on.
I've
your
never
list?
seen it.
Yeah.
I heard it's great.
So you've already named 2 of my movies.
Don't Breathe and Trick or Treat.
No. He named the
Movie
thing.
Halloween. I knew it.
Fucking
knew it.
I'm gonna have to watch
Okay,
that movie eventually.
What's your list?
So are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
He's done. He don't even got any on his list. It's just
Fuck you.
hocus pocus.
Mine were better than yours.
Jesse named one, and that's the thing. It's easily my top 3 horror movies of all time. The reason I watch it on Halloween, there is no real reason. It just,
Yeah.
I think scary movies, and when I think that, it's one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah.
So the mystery is great in it. Like they're still debating that 30 years later as to, the transition,
Right.
how it happened, and all that. The Thing was my honorable mention because I figured Jesse was going to name it. Trick or Treat, as we already talked about. It's an anthology movie that is marketed towards kids, but it is anything but a kids movie.
Is it older?
Yeah,
It's like, I thought it was.
I think it's 99 or something like that. 99.
I thought it was 98.
I got
But,
It might be
yeah.
98. Yeah, it's somewhere in there. But when I watched it the first time, I thought it would just be a kids movie because that's the way it's marketed on the trailers.
Yeah.
But this movie has a lot of bite to it, literally and figuratively. And it's 4 different stories. It's an anthology horror movie.
Oh.
But the 4 stories all wrap up by the end of the night, and they're all together in the same universe. So it's really cool.
It's like 4 mini movies.
Yeah,
Interesting.
about 20 minutes each.
Kind of like VHS's setup.
Yeah.
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 Similar.
Okay.
Anna
gotta check it
Paquin's in it. She's basically the main star. Yeah, it's really good. I recommend it. It's definitely great to put you in the mood of Halloween for
Is
sure.
that on anything streaming wise? Because I've
I
been
need to
looking
look
for
up
it.
and see.
I might just go up to the
I'll let you
exchange and
borrow
buy
it. Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I've heard it's good, so I know I'm going to enjoy it.
Really good. It's definitely the movie that puts me in the mood for Halloween the most.
It's called Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat.
Yeah, the letter R.
I had to look it up.
Okay. So the thing in Trick or Treat.
So this one, little polarizing. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. The one that does not have Michael Myers, unless you count him being on the TV. I enjoy it because, first of all, the villain is amazing, Colonel Cochrane. The whole Irish folklore is tied into this small little town that's making masks. Were you gonna say something?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay. Making masks that are going to kill all the children, which is deviant when you really think about it. And the ending is full of dread and so well directed. The tension, and when you really think about how everything wraps up, you go, this is going to be bad no matter what. Like nobody wins in this scenario. So I really love Halloween 3. It gets a bad rep just because it doesn't have Michael and it's under that title. But Season of the Witch to me is the third best of the entire franchise.
Yeah.
And
do you like the original? How do you think the original Halloween fares against the Rob Zombie Halloween?
Oh God, the original stomps it.
Yeah,
I hate Rob Zombie's Halloween.
I love it.
What about the new one that like is
love
supposed to be the direct sequel that they just came out with?
I thought it was okay. The newer one,
I thought it was really good.
Oh, I haven't seen it. There's another new one.
I thought it was Halloween.
When was that out?
2018.
Yep.
Oh, I wonder if I watched.
And then they got Halloween Kills coming next year. Was supposed to be this year.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's got Jamie Lee Curtis in it.
Yeah.
Like as an older
Halloween?
woman. Yeah. It's supposed to be like take place right after.
I had to have seen it. I just forgot. I don't know.
And Jamie's
she's like a badass with like a gun. She's like a survivalist.
Maybe I didn't.
If she was the only character in this movie, I could be fine with that. Like to me, it was every time they cut away from her, it was that Godzilla effect. It's like, I want to see the monster. I want to see her. I don't want to see all these other characters. I could care less. I understand why they're there to add stakes to her.
Got to kill somebody.
Yeah. Well, and it's her family. So they're the ones that are vulnerable. But like, to me, just have it her and him. Just have that be the ultimate show. And that's what I loved about H2O. She locks herself in that
H2O.
college.
Dude.
She goes in the college. She locks herself in. She tells her kid to get out. Go. What?
I saw H2O in the theater.
Me too.
Like 3 rows back.
Mm-hmm.
And the scene where he dropped from the ceiling, choked on a piece of ice, scared the shit out of me. Got lodged in my fucking
when he's
throat.
in the kitchen
And he comes down.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, it was awful. I was like so close to the fucking screen.
It's so slow and meticulous too.
Dude.
That's what I love about it.
You didn't like Rob Zombies?
No,
I don't like Rob Zombies either. It's just
brutal
too
they are.
much.
And that fucking kid in the kitchen is
There's no characters to root for. There's nobody in that movie. Like, it's just.
I'm not a big Rob Zombie fan when it comes to his movies because it's just too fucking much.
Devil's Rejects is great. I love that.
Devil's Rejects.
But like,
it's not too much for me. It's just like
it's a lot.
It's just over the like you're
It's
just
on the
being
nose.
you're just being over the top to be over the
Just 'cause
top.
you can.
Just because you're Rob Zombie. Like
fucking everything,
Yeah.
every other word. Like, guy can't write dialogue.
Okay, so I sidetracked. you, but-
So that was Halloween 3. American Psycho, which I think is one of the smartest horror movies of all time. Has an ending that polarizes audience, split right down the middle. People
love that
still debate
movie.
that ending to this day as to what really happened.
Batman killed the Joker, man.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Yep, that is true. Christian Bale and Jared Leto. So yeah, I definitely recommend that one.
Fantastic movie.
Suspiria, the original 78 one. Although I think the 2017 remake is pretty solid. It's just a little too long for my taste, especially with the story. Suspiria is a solid 93-minute thriller about witches in a dance hall in Germany.
Okay.
And some of the thrills still stand to this day. Like, it is some of the creepiest imagery ever put to film for sure. And the coloring's beautiful. It is a beautiful looking movie for 1977.
check that out.
And then my final one is Creep Show, another anthology horror movie. Takes place. There's 4 different stories in this one as well. And it's based off of a comic book, 1980s comic book. The great minds that came together on this film were George Romero, Stephen King, Spielberg was on this as a producer, Toby Hooper from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Wow.
The minds that came together on this thing were beautiful. And the first Creep Show is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. They've made 2
Never
others
heard of
since then. And
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
they've made 2 others and a series since then. The series is solid. It came out last year on Shudder.
I've been watching a lot of
So many.
like I can't stand BuzzFeed for the most part.
Yeah.
But BuzzFeed Unsolved, which is like all about like true crime and like
Yeah.
creepy ghost shit.
Yeah.
It's so good. And they just opened up, I think, season 6. So I've been watching a bunch of stuff on that. And they have this new series called
You watch it online?
Horror History. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
And they go into like they did like the history of witches. They did history of like there was like a vampire scare in where was it? It was like New England or something. In like the 1800s, they thought everybody had vampires killing them, but it was
Yeah.
really like tuberculosis. But they
Oh,
thought
yeah.
that like because like your body gets all sunken and just like withers, that they thought that like vampires were sucking energy
you're
from people.
vampires.
So they were digging up like every dead body and like burning the organs out of it and like all
Damn.
this crazy shit. It's wild. I love it. It's super interesting. And then every so often, the two head guys, right now they're doing all their true crime stuff. So it's just like, it's the unsolved portion where they go in, they do the whole research, and then they find out, you know, hey, here's the scenarios that we think could have happened, but we don't know. It remains unsolved. And that's how it always ends.
Yeah.
But the other one that they do is they find like haunted places like Mansfield Penitentiary or like whatever. They're usually pretty obscure, like you've never heard of them. And then they go and they spend the night in there and they put up like all the cameras and stuff like a regular ghost show. It's so funny though, because like the one dude is like 100% terrified of it. And the other guy is like, he doesn't believe in any of it. So like they go in and the one guy's like, if you're going to kill me, go ahead and kill me now. Like, I don't really give a shit. And like one time he was standing there and something just like fell over behind him. And he's like, huh, that's kind of weird. And then like the other dude's like literally sprinting out of the building because something fell behind him. And it's great.
Ghost saying, shut the fuck
It's
up.
great, man. Like they had one episode, they have these lights that if you barely touch them, I mean, the smallest movement, it turns it on and off. And so it's supposed to be like a spirit it's like sensitive enough a spirit could mess with it.
Thing from Insidious. Yeah.
Right. And so the dude's standing there, the one that's like super skeptical. He's like, all right, ghosts, if you're in here, I want you to turn on the right light. And that fucking thing turns on like right away. And he's like, coincidence. And he's like,
yeah,
if you want to harm me, swap the lights. And like they slowly like start to flicker and then they swap. And he's like,
okay,
I got to tell you, this is one of the times where I don't really know how to explain this. And he just keeps going and it answers every time.
Wow.
And he walks out and he was like, that was probably the most I've ever been convinced. I'm not worried about my life though, but like, it's good.
Yeah, I've had experiences. I believe in ghosts fully.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's something weird out there.
Yeah.
I've had weird incidences and stuff. Halloween movies, I don't know any really specific, but a lot of good movies.
Yeah.
I like American Psycho.
Oh, God, yeah.
I forgot about that. I'm
Definitely.
pose it as a Halloween movie. I watch that shit all year.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed that Ryan likes Chris's card over mine.
So good, dude.
Let's see Paul Allen's card.
Dude, it's so good.
See, I'd go for that for Halloween for work, but nobody would know what the hell I was being.
Yeah.
They'd think I was just some 80s yuppie business suit guy.
You gotta dress up in a nice suit with like a raincoat and carry
With a raincoat over it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's an axe.
Or an axe.
Yeah.
And some vinyl records.
People should appreciate the music because it's not just about conformity. It's about the pleasures that the music gives you. Hey, Paul.
Dude, I fucking love that movie.
Try getting a reservation at Dorsey now, you fucking stupid bastard.
Such a
great
classic, dude.
I haven't watched that in a long time.
So good.
I randomly just watch it.
The
Like,
first time I watched it, I turned it off. I could not
Really?
stand his voice. And then I went back and watched it like probably 5 years later. And it was just like Drive. I was like, what the fuck was I doing? This is great. Because I had no idea it was going to be like kind of ambiguous and stuff at the end. I was like, fuck, this didn't even happen. Like,
yeah, you don't know. I mean, it's really up to interpretation.
Yeah. Good ass movie.
In the morning, I put on an exfoliating gel scrub.
Fucking love it. He's
That's
such a
Ryan.
pretentious prick.
every day, just pulling off that mask.
I do.
Ryan's doing the push-ups in front of the mirror.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you can tell, right? See my abs.
Oh man.
That's
when
it.
are we
Yeah, that's it for the show.
when are we gonna get your spooky friend on? Did she say that she'd be able
She's
to do
not
whatever?
coming on.
So like I said, the only day she could do this week was Friday, and I said I was willing to step back because that's the one day I can't do.
Right.
Like if you guys want to do the show, that was fine, no problem.
What are you doing Friday, fuckface?
I got a movie that day, man.
Go on Sunday.
I'm not going on Sunday.
I'm kidding.
I got to watch my team lose by 40.
I couldn't do it Friday either, anyway. So
You and I are going to see Scream anyway.
that's right.
But yeah, so I mean, we
Yeah.
can have her on whenever. I think with her, we have to plan in advance. Like we have to hit her up before life does.
Yeah. We need to like record it somewhere creepy.
I do. We need to go to Mansfield and bring this shit
Oh
And
man.
record it with
and
her.
do an overnight. Yeah. Let's raise some spirits,
Let's go to, like,
man.
Crybaby Bridge and record with her.
If
Oh,
you
I'd be down. I
if
know
you
where
can
one
set that
is.
up, I'm down. Yeah, I know where a couple are too.
I'll be creeped the fuck out.
Would you?
bro.
I'm not worried about
We're
it.
gonna sit out in the dark with this
I'm
shit
so
and
skeptical.
record?
Like, I do not believe in witchcraft at all.
Really?
So if she could get some spooky things to happen,
Fuck,
she can make me a believer.
man.
But I'm gonna be the one sitting there like, all right, ghosts. And Brian's gonna be like, oh fuck.
Well, that's
Dude,
the thing
she's
with her.
creepy to me.
She's not just in witchcraft, but she's also a ghost hunter too in her spare time.
Solid.
So, like,
She could take us to a place. We could do a video episode that day.
yeah, she had her own crew and everything. A couple of her guys have been, I forget, there's a TV show, not Ghost Adventures or anything like that, but they're now on that TV show, like that have come from her team.
Huh.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got to have her on. She needs to let us know what day, like what her schedule is, and if we have to record on a Wednesday.
Tell her just to
whatever.
choose a day, preferably a weekend if she can,
Mm-hmm.
that we can go on a ghost hunt.
Okay.
And fuck the podcast.
No, we still got to do the podcast.
How are you going to do it?
Well, like, why don't we have her on the podcast, and as like a bonus, we'll go out and do something.
Well, we could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we'll do a video.
We'll do this.
We'll talk
and
about
then we'll
it
go on the ghost hunt.
and then with it, we will have
a
a video like of us going and doing something with her.
You got your wedding video.
I got
get
shit.
the good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
High resolution, baby. I don't want
Yeah.
to see any shadows of Chris and think it's a ghost or something dumb like they do in the shows. I want some specters, man.
Through my steady cam. I was just
Get
gonna do,
some.
Shit. After this episode, I just learned to drop some spiders from a tree on you guys.
Hey, man.
bro, that
All
shit
right.
was so close to my face.
You got to post that as a preview.
Charlotte's Web.
All right, let's end this thing so I can look at the footage of the eyeballs. The spider eyes.
Oh fuck. All right, guys.
He wants to watch the rape commercial too.
That's it. Season 7, episode 6. Catch you next week.
In the can.
Yeah.
In the crib.
Share, like, subscribe, hit the bell, do a little dance, make a little love.
Get down tonight.
Down tonight.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Podcast.